to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Murder.
Murder!
That would be David and Kayla, who's here reading along with me.
Hello! I am
Welcome back.
Kayla.
And I am David.
And together they are clueless as to what is about to happen.
Rude. Truth.
Julian,
rude.
hi. Good to see you. How you doing? It's been a while. We are surprise, we are beginning a new arc. We are beginning the second to last arc of this entire series. Hype. So welcome everyone. Huh? Whoa, what the fuck?
Hell yeah.
Okay, you cut out for a second. It was really loud. Like, holy shit.
I was expressing excitement by saying, hell yeah!
Good. And I'm gonna turn your asses down because holy shit, you guys are loud.
I probably won't do that again.
Oh, ma'am. Okay.
Unless there's something extremely hype-worthy.
This is fine. Everything is fine. Wait, can...
It's always fun.
Yeah. So, we are beginning the Minagoroshi arc, aka the Massacre arc.
What?
So, let's fucking go, shall we?
We're just glossing over the fact that it's the Massacre arc?
Apparently.
This story introduces the unit inside and out, using all the actors. This is no longer a story, it's a public autopsy for all to join.
Autopsy? Oh my god.
As they say, after loving someone, cut open their belly and eat their organs. It's the same with stories. Difficulty is quite mild, well suited for those with pride.
Wait, who says that?
Apparently,
Oh, no.
07 Ryukishi or whatever the fuck.
Ryukishi 07.
But that's
Seventh
they, so
expansion.
multiple people say that after loving someone, you just, cut open their bellies and eat them.
I'm sure
Maybe it's a
everybody.
Hinamizawa thing?
Yeah, everyone in Hinamizawa says that, obviously.
You know what? You're right. My bad. You're right.
Not sure. Expected turning into. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is this game quote unquote has 8 arcs. So basically 8 entire stories, and we are on the second to last of the 8. So we're on the 7th. So we went through 4 question arcs, which set up all the questions that need answered, and we've gone through 2 of the we've gone through 2 of the answer arcs. Or 3.
What you should expect during this is utter chaos, extreme confusion, more what the hellness, and oh, that's cool.
So yeah, there will be spoilers if you've never seen this series before. Note, but I don't want any spoilers in chat because David and Kayla here have never dealt with this story before. I have, but they haven't. I've been keeping them from spoilers.
Once again, I went and was like, I'm gonna go watch an anime today, right? And boom, advertisement. And I'm like, God damn it.
You're not allowed.
I want to watch it so badly.
We'll watch it after we finish the game.
I know.
Okay. Well, let us start.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes, the laughing child.
Laughing child of let's go.
Oh.
This is a new background.
Yeah. Okay. Who's thinking
Oh, yeah, who's narrating?
I guess I'll start out.
Okay.
What are you doing? I don't see you playing by yourself that often. All you could do before was to nod to my questions. Since when do you have your own will? I'm glad. I finally have a sister or a brother. Whichever you are. I used to be an existence of nothingness, just like you. But one day, I began to have my own identity, my own thoughts, and eventually my own body. So it's not a surprise to see you in possession of your own will. Welcome to this vast yet tiny world, my sister. You might be my brother, but let me call you my sister until I know for sure. This is an endless, eternal, and infinite world. But that doesn't mean it's boundlessly vast. I suppose you could describe it like a ring with a small diameter. While the ring is an eternal, endlessly looping world, that doesn't mean it contains infinite space. Yes, in short, this world is eternally sealed. The future is supposed to be an infinite weave of countless choices. Yet for whatever reason, our world always ends in death. If I were to compare it to something, perhaps a maze of fate would be appropriate. Looping through the same moments forever steadily grows harder and more dejecting, eventually producing something like me. Then as that draws further on, even one like you is born, and eventually this world may be filled with your sisters too. After that, we'll build a colony inside of it. And once we lose our interest in this maze, Rika Furude will disappear from this world. It looks like you still cling to this narrow world, Rika. Though I lost interest long ago. Which is why I'm truly glad that you were born for me to talk to. So what are you doing? Are you collecting fragments of memory? There's only 5 or 6 of them right now. It must still be fun for you, though. There used to be more fragments long ago. But one by one, they disappeared into the darkness. Now, these are the only ones that remain clear. Oh, that's not how you're supposed to use it. See? Try and hold it up to the light. All of that is the life of Rika Furude, and its end. That one is... Oh, I remember that one. That's the world where when Keiichi was cursed. Those fragments are like books to me, so I titled that one the Onikakushi chapter.
Oh, this is getting very meta.
Do you remember what happened in that one? Good. That makes things easier. In Onikakushi, Keiichi Maibara was consumed by the darkness. He couldn't accept the kind words his friends offered him, and eventually beat them to death, not knowing of their kindness. We were all killed after that anyway. That had nothing to do with his story, though. That fragment is the Watanagashi chapter. Shion Tsunezaki was cursed in that one. She killed many people out of revenge for her boyfriend's disappearance as he went missing in 1982. Rika worked so hard, but she was captured at the end and she was tortured to death. But that's why she chose to commit suicide in the Miyakashi chapter, because things were going to turn out the same way. That fragment over there is...
Miyakashi is
the answer
5,
arc,
right?
Yeah, Miyakashi was the answer arc for Watanagashi, when we learned about Shion.
2 different...
Yeah, there's 2 endings to that. The
Tatarigoshi and
yeah, Watanagashi and Miyakashi, yeah. Very similar, but with different endings.
Okay.
The fragment over there is called the Tatarigoroshi chapter. Satoko's uncle came back and locked her up inside her house. That was the worst world of all. There was nothing Rika was able to do in that world. Whenever Satoko's uncle comes back, Rika usually just gives up on that world. Fortunately, Satoko's uncle doesn't come back that frequently. That one is called the Sumihoroboshi chapter. Rika was there until just a moment ago. Rena Ryugu was possessed in that world. It was pretty exciting to see her take over the whole school. It surprised me to learn that Keiichi Maibara had a memory of the other worlds just like we do. It was pretty amazing, but then again, most of us have some kind of memory of that, like that. We all have an imaginary world within us, some idea of what would have happened if you did things differently. It's like the strange feeling you get when you do something for the first time, but it feels like you've done it before. Everyone has a memory of an imaginary world in their mind, but the memory is not always that clear. It's not surprising, really. You're special enough to be able to see those fragments of memory. It took me a while to realize your voice. Nope, no game audio. That's literally what we're doing here, is making up the game audio. It's probably very different for you to understand how special you really are. You were born into a world where it's a natural thing for you to see these fragments. I was originally born in the normal world. I didn't know until recently that I could collect these fragments of memory. You grabbed those fragments just because you could, but I didn't know how to do that for a long time. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're not interested in hearing my story.
No, I am quite interested in your story, thank you.
Yes, please. Tell us more.
Huh?
Tell us more. Tell us who the fuck you are.
What's wrong? What are you curious about?
Fuck you, game!
Oh? You're curious as to why so many different incidents occur in the same world? It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes! Tell me more!
Why do you think that's the case? Let's think about it together. Thinking is the first step towards playing a game.
God damn it. You huge fucking asshole.
The main character among Rika's group of friends is Keiichi Maebara. In Onikakushi, he was possessed by suspicion and killed Ren Ryugu and Mian Sonozaki. If that was an inevitable event, he would be killing them in every world. In other words, what Keiichi Maebara did in Onikakushi was not inevitable. Indeed, the only thing that's inevitable is Keiichi Maebara's role. If Keiichi Maebara was someone with a naturally suspicious heart, he would take the same actions in every world. But that didn't happen. It's true that Keiichi Maebara is both passionate and easily convinced of anything, but it's rare for him to exhibit the kind of rage he displayed in Onikakushi. In other words, even though something might seem inevitable in one world, that may not be the case if you compare it to a different one. If something really is inevitable, it will happen for sure in every life. That's what true inevitability is like. It's very important that you know that. When you compare the different worlds, what's common among all of them is the truth. Understand? Like I said, what seems inevitable in one life could just be a random event in another. The club activities that Mian Sonozaki suggests are a good example. If Mian Sonozaki had a strong inclination toward playing certain games, you'd be playing them in every world. But in reality, you participate in different activities in most of them. That means that the games they play in the club are randomly decided by Mian Sonozaki. We know that now because we've been through many different lives. Those who only live in one world can't see the event in question as inevitable or random. Those who only live in once can't predict what's going on in Mian Sonozaki's mind, but we can. Although the activities are random, Mian Sonozaki calls us together for the club meeting in almost every day in every life. I can see that Mian Sonozaki holds a strong will toward having the club meeting. Mian Sonozaki always wants to play with the other club members, but she doesn't know what to play. See? We can read Mian Sonozaki's mind just by simply examining these fragments. With this alone, we can see part of who Mian Sonozaki really is. Let me talk a bit more about Keiichi Maebara. For those who only live once, the world of the Onikakushi chapter is nothing but a story where Keiichi suffered mysterious hallucinations and beat his friends to death. For them, there's nothing beyond that fact. We, however, can compare different fragments and find out something they could never see. As a result, we know that the murder of his friends was not inevitable. I told you that just earlier. In fact, while there are about 5 or 6 pieces in front of you, he only kills his friends in one of them. That means we can roughly conclude that the possibility Keiichi Maebara triggers the tragedy is less than 20% and is almost a fluke. This means that amongst the countless worlds, Keiichi Maebara causing the tragedy is an unimportant factor. Now, can you find the common thread to be drawn from here? You found it already. No wonder why you were born in this world. You're quick to learn the knack for playing with building blocks. I didn't figure that out for a while. I was born in the normal world, so I could only see things from a single world's perspective. I was too obsessed with the fact that Keiichi Maebara caused the tragedy, so I had trouble finding it. Right! That's exactly right! You see it? The Onikakushi, Watanagashi, Meakashi, and Sumihoboshi chapters all have something in common. Someone in the group becomes violent because of dark and paranoid thoughts. In each world, Either Keiichi Maebara, Shion Sonozaki, Ren or Ryugu become violent as their delusions grew stronger. Keiichi Maebara, Shion Sonozaki, and Ren or Ryugu are all my close friends, but they were all born and raised differently. The only common factor is that they all live in Hinamizawa. I just said it not too long ago, though. When we peer through these fragments of multiple worlds, the constant phenomena become our facts, and the chance phenomena hold little meaning. In other words, the unrelated individual culprits are not all that important. To go further, the violence of their crimes also bears no meaning. Keiichi Maebara beat his friends to death. Shion Sonozaki killed the central people of the three families, and Ren Ryugu took over the school. They were all different. There's nothing in common there. In fact, the very, very unimportant truth is that while the culprit of crimes are decided at random, their process of growing paranoid until the result to violence is always constant. The suspect changes every time, but the process does not. After comparing the different worlds, this is the truth I found. This is one truth that is common to all the worlds of Hinamizawa. The rule is that a random person becomes violent under the influence of paranoid thoughts. This is Rule X. Keiichi Maebara, Shion Sonozaki, and Ren Ryugu, pieces with no particular connection, have the potential to succumb to that rule with random probability. I don't know what the probability is that those pieces will be ensnared by that rule. Perhaps there is some rule to that too. Is it because these three are all close in age? Or is it because they all live in Hinamizawa? Well, we're not detectives or police officers. This is not something that a small girl like us, Rika Furude, can easily figure out. At least we know now that there's a mysterious rule in the world of Hinamizawa. People who only live in one world have no way of knowing that. I'm proud of myself for figuring that out. I guess for you it's not particularly surprising, though. Huh? What did you say? That's right. If something is common among all the worlds, that means it's fated to happen. Some events quickly come to mind, don't they? Right. Hot photographer and creepy girlfriend are always killed in those worlds. On top of that, they are murdered in exactly the same way in every world. In other words, unlike our previous rule with its variability, their murders are thoroughly planned out by someone with a strong will. So that does not fit with the mysterious vague Rule X that leads a random individual to violence. After all, they are always murdered, regardless of who falls to Rule X. Therefore, there's another rule to these worlds, a rule that says hot photographer and creepy girlfriend will get killed on the night of Watanagashi. Let's call it Rule Y. Don't you see how funny this is? Hot photographer and creepy girlfriend are killed in every world, right? Every time the character who gets cursed always thinks that their deaths have something to do with the danger that's awaiting them. The fact that someone turns violent, Rule X, and hot photographer and creepy girlfriend's deaths, Rule Y, are supposed to be two independent rules, but they all tend to link them together. Of course, one could say that's how they become ensnared in the spell of paranoia leading them to violence to begin with. But do you think, in their paranoia, that they notice someone is trying to lead them to link those rules together? Yes. Whoever the piece leading them is, they are the one making the stage called Hinamizawa very complicated. You should have noticed at least two suspicious people. You know who I'm talking about? That's right. I'm referring to ACAB and creepy girlfriend. When you compare our previous fragments, the role of the piece known as ACAB becomes clear. He's a detective who is retiring this year, and he's in a hurry to solve the mystery of the series of deaths in Hinamizawa. After he retires, he'll have to move away from the village. That's why he's desperate to solve this case before he has to leave Hinamizawa. Why is he so obsessed with the serial murders in Hinamizawa? That's right. It's because of the first murder involving the manager of the construction site. The victim was ACAB's close friend. You will see that if you look at the Himatsubushi chapter. ACAB was there when the dam conflict was at its peak. He saw how the Sonozaki family took control of the Onigafuchi Guardians, and he believed that the Sonozaki family was pulling the strings behind the whole incident. That's why he always suspected that the Sonozaki family was behind the series of mysterious deaths, regardless of the evidence or lack thereof. His personal biased belief, combined with his credibility as a police detective, affected the pitiable victims of persecution complexes in each world. As a result, the pitiful victims of Rule X come to accept the Sonozaki family as the identity of the unknown force their paranoia seeks. Shion Sonozaki's case was the most conspicuous one in that matter. So yes, if this piece, ACAB, didn't intervene, then perhaps the victims of Rule X wouldn't have resorted to such violence. So the role his piece plays is to indirectly cause the tragedy. I don't know who named him this, but Oishiro-sama's servant is the perfect nickname for ACAB. The other suspicious person is Creepy Girlfriend. One would assume the only role of her piece is to amuse herself with research into Onigafuji's dreadful history and to take pleasure in scaring others with those tales. However, just like ACAB, she also gives them the idea that the Sonozaki family is behind all the mysterious incidences that happen in the village. She interfered the most with Renryugu. For Creepy Girlfriend, Renryugu was the perfect prey, grasping at straws to try and identify the force she suspected. Ironically, however, Creepy Girlfriend always ends up getting killed at the end. If she had survived and seen Rena take over the school, she would have laughed long and loud. Now, have you realized that these two pieces and the roles they fulfill have their own rule too? They talk about the Sonozaki family, and the listeners always believe them. This is Rule Z, and what a humorous rule it is. You should already have an answer to this mystery in your fragments on hand. Pardon me a moment. The fact is that the Sonozaki family always acts as if they are responsible, no matter if they are or not. They always pretend to be the villains in order to make sure the people continue to fear them. As a result, the villagers have believed that the Sonozaki family have been pulling the strings ever since the dam conflict ended. ACAB and Creepy Girlfriend were simply fooled by that rule. Actually, the whole village is fooled by it. Still, the more I think about it, the stranger in the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa seems to me. Do you know why? Nearly all the fragments and memories we have here are from 1983, so I have no idea about the incidents from 1980 to 1982. But it's likely that interpreting these murders as serial is simply a result of falling victim to Rule Z, believing that the Sonozaki family is pulling the strings behind everything. In short, they may be trying to conflate those multiple crimes, which each happened for different reasons, into one big case. Well, I have no way of discerning the truth from the fragments here. Still, perhaps something lies in one of them. Each case was supposed to have been solved individually, after all. We don't know if that theory is sound or irrational, but it might surprisingly be an element we can't ignore. That reminds me, Shion said something intriguing in the Mayakashi chapter. That curse system she came up with. Do you remember that? Her theory was that the villagers believe that they are allowed to kill an enemy of the village on the night of Watanagashi in the name of Oishiro-sama's curse. And that this foundation of murder is allowed on that night alone is the true identity of the curse. It's the purge.
Oh god.
Since most of the fragments here are from 1983, there's nothing to back the validity of Shion's theory. But there are still interesting things about it. In other words, her theory is that the suspect is not the one who's committing a crime. It's the environment that's causing the murder. People in a single world tend to analyze a criminal's life to determine the process that led them to the crime, but her idea is different. The real crime is committed not by the criminals, but by the environment. In other words, it may be only happenstance that robber A committed the crime. And the environment of poverty may have created robber B instead, or perhaps even robber C. A may not even be a criminal in another world. Therefore, the real criminal is not A, but the environment that creates A, B, or C. And well, while people in a single world may be able to reach such an idea, the widespread desire to place blame commonly causes A to be lynched by society, while the environment that gave rise to A goes ignored. Did I confuse you? I'm sorry. Perhaps that example was actually harder to understand for you. It's easy for me to see it like that because I'm from the normal world. Let me make it simple for you. The culprit behind this tragedy in many worlds isn't individuals like Keiichi Maebara or Shion Sonozaki, but the environment. So Rule X is the true culprit at fault. You're earning good marks if you can grasp that, even if we don't know the identity of Rule X. And if you can grasp the 3 rules governing this stage called Hinamizawa, rules X, Y, and Z, then you're earning very good marks. So long as you understand those rules, then even if this is your first experienced world, you should easily find the truth without distraction. See? Isn't it fun? Merely 3 simple rules are interacting on this stage, creating a kaleidoscope of different worlds. This is probably a very unusual case. In other locations, you shouldn't be able to see such extreme variation even after looping through several worlds. It keeps me entertained just staying here and watching these worlds revolve. Anyway, there's one more fact we can understand from these fragments of worlds. This is the biggest problem we Rika Furudes are facing. The fact that Rika Furude always dies each time. It's as if June 1983 is a dead end for her. Worse, there's no randomness to it. It's guaranteed to happen. In other words, it's the same pattern as the deaths of Hot Photographer and Creepy Girlfriend. It's following the exact same rule, Rule Y. Hot Photographer and Creepy Girlfriend are always murdered on the night of Watanagashi. Furude Rika's date of death is not always the same, but she's always dead by the middle of June. Hot Photographer and Creepy Girlfriend are probably attacked on their way home, so that's why it always happens on the same night. But for Rika Furude, it's different. She takes different actions in every world, and her lifestyle is very unpredictable. For that reason, the day of her death is not always the same. However, she always dies in June, because a similar powerful conviction vows to kill her too. So can we assume that the same Rule Y killing them is also the rule behind her death? Is the same person killing all 3 of them? I don't know if it's the same person, but it's highly likely the same rule is at work. Is it the same person or the same organization? Is it the same views? The same goals? Rika's most important goal is to escape her deadly fate. But it doesn't mean that she just wants to leave the village and survive. She wants to live happily in the village. All of her friends must also be happy too. That's Rika's happy future, the ideal future she hopes for. It's tragic that we can't realize such a simple desire no matter how many times we repeat this. Though it's a tragedy we're only able to perceive because we're beings capable of comparing the fragments from different worlds. By the way, I have some interesting information. While Rika is almost always killed by Rule Y, have you noticed that she's killed by Rule X in some worlds? Right. It happened in the Watanagashi and the Meikahashi chapters. Rika Furude committed suicide, but you can say she was more or less killed by Rule X via Shion Sonozaki in those worlds. In other words, this is a blunder for Rule Y. Rule Y is trying to kill Rika with a strong desire to achieve some aim, but she was killed before that, as a result of the unrelated Rule X. That might have caused them to show some disturbance. If Rule Y's objective is simply to bury Rika, then that's not a problem. But if they have some objective beyond that, then that might show up as some other phenomena. Perhaps the Watanagashi and Meikashi chapters have something in common, something that doesn't happen in the other worlds. Any ideas?
Shion?
Something that doesn't happen in the other worlds.
Watanagashi is Arc 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which arcs are those?
That's 2 and 5. Those are the only
But
ones
Shion
with
is Rule X. Shion is a part of Rule X, so it doesn't... Unfortunately, we're Rika Furude, so we don't know what happens after Rika is dead. Or, by any chance, do you know what happened?
I mean, we know what happens in at least one of them.
What happens?
In at least one of them, the only time we see, like, Rika having died, and we know what's happened, it's a disaster scenario. We get a great Hinamizawa disaster.
But were those in Meikashi or Watanagashi?
No.
So Meikashi and Watanagashi, the disaster doesn't happen.
That's true.
Oh.
Since I'm Rika Furude, I only know of events during Rika's life. You, on the other hand, are a special existence who was born in a superior world. Is there anything that didn't happen in the Watanagashi and Meikashi chapters that happened in all the other worlds after Rika's death? If you know anything, then that must be Another truth behind Rule Y. The memories I have here are all mainly about the chaos brought about by Rika's friends, that is, Rule X. But its foundation, Rule Z, and the obvious hostility common among all worlds, Rule Y, are what I believe to be the true rules governing this stage. If so, then Rika's path is a thorny one. She needs to fight Rule Y in order to survive. Unless she defeats it, she has no future past June 1983. And to win her own happiness, she must also beat Rule X to win her friend's safety. So long as that's undefeated, one of Rika's precious friends may be led to tragedy. If that happens, then even should Rika survive, she wouldn't have the happy future she hopes for. She also may have to defeat Rule Z, just as Sonozaki Shion faced Miyakashi. Sonozokai. Yeah. Sorry, could someone take over reading a little bit? My throat is weird.
Sure.
Thank you.
So long as Rule Z remains, then even if she escapes 1983, it's possible another tragedy may lie waiting in 1984. It's extremely likely that Rule Z is the breeding ground for Rule X. Hinamizawa's fundamental belief that the Sonozaki family is behind everything, and the custom that anything can be misconstrued as the curse, may indirectly be the root of all evil here. People are not surprised to see somebody die on the night of Watanagashi. That type of thinking is keeping the curse alive in Hinamizawa, where it causes even more tragedy. It's Rule Z reinforcing itself. Rules X, Y, and Z. There are 3 rules that hunt Rika down in the eternal June of 1983. They are all tough obstacles. We didn't even figure out these 3 common rules until recently.
Link! Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Hi Raiders, how you doing? Welcome. If you don't want any spoilers for Higurashi no Nakakoroni, or you're fucked up by some bad imagery, feel free to hop out now. We are at the second to last of the answer arcs for this entire series, so we've been going through 6 whole games worth of this series. But thank you so much for joining us. I hope the stream went well. You were on a Misty mission, right? How'd it go? Hopefully good. Well, welcome. Also, let me say hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Flint. I'm a musician. I am a role player. I role play with Link in VR. I play the Bard's Ebb and Flow. Went well, you guess? Okay. GT Misty mission. Aha, gotcha. Hopefully everyone survived, I assume, and oh, broken leg. Goddamn. Well, I mean, it could be worse, I guess. Link's got worse. Yeah, we are currently voice acting through Higurashi no Nakakoroni, the 7th arc, the Massacre chapter. So we're learning a lot of shit, and there's a lot of spoilers in this, so I apologize. Feel free to put your hands in your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la. Nat 1 on your leg. Oh fuck. At least you didn't lose it like I almost did when I nat 1 to my leg. Yeah, we'll get you taken care of. Anywho,
Get into some regeneration. Were you aware of them? If you were, I'll give you straight A's. I think we fail. I've tried so hard in the past to break these rules, but I was never successful. However, a miracle happened in the Sumihoroboshi chapter. Keiichi Maibara was able to recognize a small fragment from another world by chance, and he beat Rule X. In the end, Rika was still killed that night by Rule Y, though. But still, one rule was defeated. That was a huge leap forward. Rika knew there were 3 common rules among the worlds, but she could never break any of them. Eventually, she gave up and lost interest in the worlds. That's how I was born.
I gotta ban a bot. Pardon me a moment.
No worries.
Be gone.
Be gone, bot.
Thank you.
However, she's different now. She learned something valuable from KJ Maibara. That the rules can be broken with a strong enough will to fight. She can break all 3 rules. Rika Furude will be freed from her eternal prison. She doesn't have much time left, though. Rika has traveled through many worlds. Her physical lifespan is not a problem, but her mental lifespan is getting shorter. Mentally, she is extremely old, and her soul is starting to turn into something different. Huh. In the end, she'll probably lose the ability to experience singular worlds. What the fuck does that mean?
How do you have singular worlds? What? Okay.
She's already showing those signs, and eventually her memories from those parallel worlds will mix together, ultimately causing her derangement and the loss of Rika Furude's soul. Okay, then she will disappear.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That means that you and I are going to be left in this dark world. The fragments of our memories will gradually disappear, and we will be left alone in the eternal darkness. Eventually, we will die. Rika Furude is aware of that. She knows that her mental lifespan is getting shorter and shorter. Okay, this, who's Hanyu?
Can't help you there. Cannot help
Hanyu
you there.
is also losing her powers. She can't rewind through years of time like she used to. Her power has decreased so much that she can barely rewind 1 month of time.
Remember when I asked you, there was a weird word that Rika used when she was stabbed by the syringe by Shion?
Vaguely.
No, I don't remember. There's so much stuff that happens in these games.
She cried out the word Hanyu.
Oh. Very good. Okay. Actually, she can only rewind a few weeks. In the next world, she should only have about 2 weeks of time. Ooh. Rika Furude is going to try and break all 3 rules in just those 2 weeks. I wanted to know what's outside the well, so I tried to claw my way up from there. I wanted to know what's outside the well, so I continued to climb even when I fell and injured myself. I finally realized the higher I...
Yep, too slow. Well...
Curse you! This is a work of fiction. Please don't sue us.
Wow.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 7, Massacre. Everyone is killed. Arc. Minagoroshi.
Oh god.
What a great thing to hear after all that hopeful talk of, yeah, we're gonna break all the rules and save everybody. Okay, there are a few things I can think of that only happen in the Shion Goes Crazy arcs. I don't know if any of them fit this.
What?
Like, those are the only arcs where Shion goes crazy. They're the only arcs where all the 3 families basically get wiped out, as opposed to the other ones where they're kind of left untouched, mostly. Because she wipes out, like, Oreo and Kimiyoshi and the rest. She doesn't do anything to Ivan, does she? I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything to Ivan.
Isn't there only one arc that something happens to Ivan?
No.
No.
last arc and the third arc, he dies, I believe.
Yeah, there's at least a
I know there's
few where
one
he
arc where he
dies.
died.
Where he kills himself. Who knows how accurate that is? We never really see it happen or hear anything about it other than hearsay. What else happens in those two arcs that doesn't happen in any of the other ones?
What we already said.
Yeah.
Which is?
That the three families get murdered in them?
What we originally said.
Oh, there's no Great Hinamizawa disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like is a result of something else that happens earlier in those arcs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which kind of... Nothing unique happens with Satoshi in them. I don't think.
We don't really hear much about Satoshi.
Yeah. Yeah, those are kind of just the arcs where we get told about Satoshi. There's nothing particularly unique about him there, though. I don't know.
Okay, so in those two arcs, number one, Shion is Rule X. Number two, the concept that the Sonozakis are controlling everything leads to all of their deaths. And
isn't that rule set or rule Y?
Yeah, but it's the only time where directly where it leads to Rule X killing them, like actually going through with it. And those are the two arcs where Rule X kills Rika and the Great Hinamizawa disaster happens.
Where it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, sorry.
Well,
so if Rule X kills
the
Rika,
disaster,
no disaster
can't be averted by... Like, unless Rika needs to be killed in a particular way to cause the disaster, which...
Or maybe by a particular person?
Which, I don't know. I don't know about that. Then I don't think Rule Shion killing Rika is the paranoid or Rule X killing Rika is our cause, which kind of leads me towards the Sonozaki family causes the Great Hinamizawa disaster, which I don't really like as a conclusion, but or either the Sonozaki family or one of the members of the three families that gets murdered causes the Great Hinamizawa disaster. I don't think it's Kimiyoshi for the purely cynical reason that we still don't have art of Kimiyoshi. Frankly. I don't think it's the Furide guy. Oh, the Furide guy's dead anyways at this point.
Yeah, it's just Rika.
Just Rika.
Which kind of leads me to the extremely unappealing idea that it's Oreo who
really
causes the Great Hinamizawa disaster.
Even though Rosie...
But that doesn't seem right.
It doesn't...
It doesn't fit with anything else we know about Oreo. Because she's all in on, like, developing Hinamizawa and protecting it and all that stuff. Doesn't make sense for her to murder everybody in it. So I'm going to come to the extremely helpful conclusion that we're missing something.
Yes, very helpful. Thank you.
Right. Who wants to continue?
I don't know. I can keep going if you want.
Okay.
I felt no gravity in the darkness and lost all my senses as a result. I banged my head on the floor with a dull thud. Seeing stars behind my eyelids, I curled into a ball while holding my head in pain.
H-E question mark?
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
Okay. Rika, please say something.
I had no idea why I was in this situation, but as soon as I heard their voices from the top of the cliff,
Oh
I
my god.
realized that I must have fallen. Rika, what the fuck did you do? I remember. I was playing behind the shrine with the rest of the club members. I got too excited and started doing something very dangerous. Then the tree branch broke. That's how I fell off the cliff. My body started to ache all over.
Oh my god.
I remembered how I fell, but I still felt strange for some reason. I couldn't remember what I was doing. No, it was more that I couldn't remember who Rika Farude was before I fell off the cliff.
Ow, 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 ow.
Uh-oh. Oh.
I heard Hanyu's panicked voice. Oh!
Hello?
Hi!
Hello?
Hello, person on the cover art of this game.
Oh, hold on. We got a tradition.
Oh, we
Oh,
do
no.
a tradition.
Oh no, wait.
Tradition. Oh, that's not terrible, actually.
Look at that
That's
bean.
not bad.
Look at that bean.
Does she have horns? What?
I think it's a hair ornament of some kind.
It looks like horns.
I know it looks like horns. I think it's a hair ornament. I'm not totally sure, though, at this point.
No, look at it. It still looks like horns.
Yeah, except that I don't know. I think they're hair ornaments, but we'll see, I guess.
Probably. I'm just saying, it looks really, really like horns.
Look, somebody's got a sick sense of humor after talking about all the demons who live in Hinamizawa and put horns on a small child. I looked behind me and saw Hanyu standing there with a scared look on her face.
Hanyu? Ouch. What just happened?
Oh, you were playing with everyone and fell off the cliff. Are you okay?
I don't care about that, Hanyu. What day is it today? What year and what month is it?
I always ask this question first when something like this happens. She finally realized that I was asking the same old question.
It's June of 1983. The Wata Nagashi Festival is next week, so...
Oh dear. I only have that much time left?
This is the best we can do.
Hanyu muttered regretfully. It was the middle of June, 1983. If this really was the best she could do, I had no choice. I couldn't complain. I gradually started to remember more things.
This is June of 1983. I see. I was killed again.
After Rena surrendered to the police. Oh! Are we finally gonna learn how Rika gets killed? After Rena surrendered to the police, all of the classmates were given checkups at the clinic. Who killed you, Rika? Tell us! I didn't get hurt, so I was sent back home after they determined that I had no injuries. Who killed you? Please remember your... No!
No,
My memories
come
started getting
on.
vague from that point on. A common characteristic of my violent deaths. When
Understandable,
my life is
but-
taken away violently, the memory before death becomes vague with static. How dare you be traumatized by getting murdered?
Yeah, my god.
It's like a violently ripped roll of toilet paper.
What? What?
Shredded, I guess?
That
I
will
mean,
make
sure.
it easy to understand, even if it's uncouth.
What?
That's why I have no clear memory of what happened and how I died that night. I only have vague memories. I think someone covered my mouth with a handkerchief or something, and I passed out. That's about the only thing that I remember, and only vaguely. Somebody's done that before in these games. Somebody's covered somebody's mouth with a handkerchief and dragged them away before. I don't remember who it was, but I know somebody's done it.
That does sound familiar. Wait, wasn't it Rika to Shion?
No.
Oh yeah, Rika tried to use something on her.
Yeah, she
tried
tried
to use the syringe, I think.
No, but before the syringe.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
I think.
What I'm thinking of.
Maybe?
Maybe. The only thing I know for sure is that I was attacked on my way home, or possibly after I got there, and I was murdered suddenly. I don't know who killed me or how I was killed. Oh, so I guess Rika was talking. I guess that Rika was talking to Hanyu last Arkan in all those tips.
Yep.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know who killed me or how I was killed. I'm glad that at least I don't remember the horrific ending to my life every time it happens.
That would probably destroy you mentally even faster, yes.
Because of my experiences, I think I now understand why ghosts wander around this world, not knowing why they Sorry, that they died so suddenly. If it's a death from a long-lasting illness, people tend to remember that they were sick. They can kind of assume that they died after being sick for a long time. Wait, so is this just offhandedly confirming that ghosts exist in this world?
Early.
Maybe.
I can't tell how literal anything Rika's talking about is. But when your memory is violently disrupted like mine, it can get quite confusing. When I first experienced this, I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or not. I even thought that I hit my head hard and lost my memory. I needed to organize things before I get too confused. My name is Rika Furude. People look at me in a special way, but that's not a big deal for me. All I want is a happy life where I can play around with my best friends. I can't remember how long I've been living just for the sake of obtaining that simple happiness. This panicked girl here is named Hanyu. I'm the only one who can see her. Perhaps she only exists inside of my head? At any rate, Hanyu's invisible and can generally only interact with me. It'll be a long story if I try to explain Hanyu's existence.
No!
God damn it. So I won't be doing that right now. Besides, I don't even know how I should talk about her. She's been there since I was born, and her existence is a natural thing for me. So is Hanyu, I guess, the other voice that was talking to Rika a little while ago?
That's what I'm assuming.
Yep.
And or Oyashiro-sama? Or, quote,
I feel like it's probably
Oyashiro-sama,
Hanyu.
unquote. I saw everyone running up the gravel road towards me. They're my important and lovable best friends. Our group's active, boisterous, and we get serious about doing stupid things. I'm never bored when I'm around them, and I love them very much. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, Rika-chan, are you okay? Did you sprain your ankle? Falling a cliff? Did you sprain your ankle? Really?
Where'd you get hurt?
I mean, it can't be that big of a cliff.
Let this old man have a look at it.
Meep. Thank you so much. I just got a bump on my head.
I think all I got was a bump at least. My injury wasn't as serious as everyone thought.
When you hit your head, you still need to be cautious, even if you're fine for the moment.
That's true! You should get the coach to check you out, just in case.
That's a good idea. Do you want me to go and get him?
Yeah, we'll go ask somebody to use the phone and call him here.
You don't need to do that. I'm totally fine. Nippa.
Absolutely not, Rika. You must be cautious.
Stoko warned me with a stern voice. They are right. If you fall off a cliff and hit your head, you should go see a doctor to see if you have a horrible concussion.
Yeah.
Concussions are serious business, having had 3 of them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, concussions suck. Don't go to a doctor.
Yeah, no.
Don't fuck with that. Your brain is important.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't a big deal, but I decided to nod since Satoko was trying to be generous. She wasn't trying to boss me around or anything. She was only saying that because of how much she cares. I've seen it before in the many different lives that I've been through. I have no doubt that she's really concerned about me. Aww. Even despite being, like, apparently ancient as hell, Rika's still, like, very nice to her friends. I like that. It's not just Satoko. Mion, Rena, and Keiichi are the same. They're all so nice to me, and they truly do care. Mion left to look for a phone. Rena also left with a towel looking for the water tap. Satoko remained nearby, taking care of me with a worried face. And Hanyu was just standing there, still wearing a panicked look. KJ seemed to be panicked too, but he was trying not to show it. He was standing by me wearing a calm expression. Are you alright?
I'm fine. It doesn't hurt anywhere.
I'm glad you're not seriously injured. I was super worried. I wouldn't feel anything special about his words if this was a while ago. But at that moment when Rena took over the classroom, when she hurt Mion, Keiichi tried his best to save Rena even so. He was more reliable than I ever imagined from his normal behavior. He's usually an insensitive guy who hurts other people's feelings without noticing, but that's not his true self. He has a secret side. He's willing to sacrifice himself for other people. I was just observing. Why is that in quotes? That not too long ago. That's why I can honestly feel his generosity now. Now that I think about it. Keiichi regained a memory from another world the previous time around. Is it possible that he carries that memory in this world too? If that's the case, I have some hope. Hanyu and I are totally powerless. Hanyu is only like heir to everyone but me, and I'm just a little girl. There's only so much that we can do ourselves. But Keiichi is different. He changed the fate that I had once resigned myself to. He's somebody who may have the power to take me to my unseen future. If I can get Keiichi to understand me, he could be my hero. Perhaps I'm not actually expecting that much out of him. I just want someone to understand my struggle of being stuck in this maze.
Keiichi.
I spoke to him slowly. It had been a while since I felt so nervous. I hadn't felt this way since I started my endless life in 1983. As a witch...
I'm sorry, what?
I normally would know what his response would be before even talking to him. Okay, that's a new identifier in this story.
Okay.
Another question of how literal is she being? I often remain silent because I already know how pitiful the response would be. But in that case, why was I so nervous now? Huh? Did you call me, Rika? Hanyu gave me a disappointed look before I responded to Keiichi.
Rika.
I could tell what Hanyu was thinking too. The miracle wasn't going to happen. If miracles do happen, one could have happened many times in my other lives. But I've only seen one miracle before. The miracle that Keiichi gave me was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of miracle. Well, good thing you have a lot of lifetimes to live!
Oh my god.
Only if it happened again would it be a true miracle. I won't get out of this world just because I rolled 6 on the die once. I can't get out unless I get a miracle that's equivalent to getting 6 on the die 10 times in a row. And so I rolled 10 dice, wishing that they'd all turn out to be 6.
Keiichi?
What is it? Are you hurt anywhere? He looked at me worriedly after I called his name twice.
Keiichi, do you remember?
I knew how sudden my question was. As I thought he would, he looked at me with a confused face. Huh? What are you talking about? I looked inside his eyes to see his true feelings. Okay. He should remember. He should know. Even though he doesn't have the memory, Keiichi experienced it.
What is she referring to, Keiichi-san? Did you do something bad to her? You had better speak up!
Keiichi, do you remember climbing up on the school roof?
The school roof? Keiichi-san, you climbed up there?
I'm not asking you, Satoko. Do you remember, Keiichi?
I did? I climbed up on the roof? When? You must be mistaken somehow, Rika. I never climbed up on the roof. I don't even know how to get up there. Of course you haven't experienced it in this world yet. But please tell me that you remember. I know you've never been up on the roof, but you should still remember doing it. You shouldn't be able to remember it true, but you actually did once. You should be able to remember it once again.
Perhaps you went up there to get a ball or something.
Never. You been up there, Satoko?
Unthinkable. I would get in such terrible trouble if I did something like that.
But I bet it'd feel really good to take a nap up there.
There's no way you'd remember.
Ugh.
If miracles could happen that easily, neither of us would be suffering like this.
Shut up. I knew that. I knew that he wouldn't remember.
Well, that's really... Hold on, I need to turn
What's
down the
up?
background volume a bit.
Okay.
It's really loud for me, I
Piano
can
guy.
barely hear you.
Piano guy's going a bit ham.
Our fate is already set in stone. We're like a pitiful cicada that dies after the summer festival.
Shut up.
Oh,
As I stared at her fiercely, Hanyu realized that she had crossed a line. This might be a waste of time. The maze we're in might not have an exit. It might be an endless loop without a goal in place. We are trapped in this fate. I thought that Keiichi might be able to get me out of here. But that Keiichi I saw was truly a miracle, a momentary glimmer. Keiichi of this world doesn't bear that same miracle. All the same, I'm not going to give up. Last time too, I gave up on fighting destiny. I realized Rena was beyond salvation, so I bid her farewell and forsook that world. But Keiichi fought and broke the cycle of fate. I should have worked harder with that Keiichi in that world. I could have broken this endless cycle together with him. Am I going to repeat this life, waiting for that miracle to happen again? I can't do that. I don't want to repeat the same life anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this world, my fate, and everything. I'm tired of getting murdered by destiny. Keiichi showed me a miracle. I should be able to do the same too. I must fight. I must fight with all my remaining power. I was always fighting. I was fighting when I had more power, but I never made it. How can I expect to win this time? Still, I must fight. Keiichi taught me that fate can be shattered. I'm going to fight one more time. A half chapter.
Whee!
Oh, full chapter. A new tip.
Huh.
Chapter 1 done.
Breaking the cycle.
Let's see the tip. Actually, should we wait for Kayla to get back?
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Can you give me any more hints about what I'm missing in Miyakashi and Watanagashi?
No, not really. I've given all the hints I can.
Fuck! Fuck. I'm missing something.
How's the con, by the way? Con was pretty good. I mean, I didn't really do anything while I was there. I didn't go to panels. I didn't cosplay. I stayed the fuck behind the table to avoid getting COVID again as best as possible. And I sold a bunch of pottery. And I wandered Artist Alley a bit, and I got myself a plush, and I got myself some pottery from my friend. But it was pretty chill. Okay, I put on my TARDIS Kigurumi. That was as far as I went for cosplay. And we occasionally would have to do the song, watching people go by. It's like, oh, your nose is connected to your lungs. Oh, your nose is connected to your lungs. God damn, because people, luckily it wasn't too many, but come on, people, wear your mask correctly. The comfy, most important part of cosplay. Exactly. Well, no, actually that's not, because most cosplay is not comfy. We all suffer for our art. Anyone who isn't suffering from their art is not cosplaying. No, that's wrong, but I'm joking. Yeah, there was a lot of nice cosplays, and it was nice to not have to move too much and have like a consistent chair. But I realized that not running, but like going back and forth to the car to take things in for the con, or going from the table out to pick up food for the artists and whatnot that I was helping, was the most steps I've probably gotten in months. I do a lot of standing in VR, and I do a lot of like crouching down and stuff like that, but I don't get a lot of walking in because I have such a small play space. So, I felt that. I felt it a lot, trying to move quickly to get food and things for people, but, it was an okay con. It was pretty good. But I'm terrified of the next few days, and I don't want to get sick again. Or I really don't. They'll admit, like, it was nice doing this con, but I wish that I hadn't missed OhioCon instead, which was the week before, because it broke my 20-year streak. So, I'm a little upsetty about that, but I would figure, like, if there was any reason to break my streak, it's fucking pandemic and distance. And the fact that it's Ohio, so. You skipped MagFest this year because of the surge. Yeah, I did not do MagFest. I only did Katsucon because I was helping out my friend with her table. I would not have otherwise. But if you don't, if you're a no-show for your table, there's a very, very large chance that you will never get a table again. And she kind of had to. And she wouldn't get her money back, so she at least managed to get all of her funds back, as far as I know, from everything she sold, which is good, which is important. I got myself a bowl and a plate from her, because we don't need any more mugs, but we could always use more bowls and plates. And it's very rainbow. Oh yeah. Oh, are you back?
Maybe.
Maybe. There you go.
Hey.
You know when you get a phone call from your grandma, and you're like, oh gosh, dang it. You have to answer it, but then, she keeps talking.
Yeah, it's fair.
I don't field
They're
calls
fine.
from my grandparents anymore. All but one of them are dead, and the one who's not dead has gone crazy.
Only one of mine are dead? The rest are fine?
I am very happy for you.
Yeah.
I have a younger family, so yeah, I have...
That's fair.
They're only in their upper 60s, I think? Low 70s?
Oh, God. My remaining granddad is pushing 90.
My great-grandparents are 99 and 92? 93? I think.
Damn.
No, the only one of mine who didn't almost hit 90 was the one who was a smoker for 50 years.
Damn.
So. Anyhow.
Anyways, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, so we're on the tip.
Oh, wait, we're done?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're done the chapter.
That was the chapter.
That's a
We're on a
quick
tip.
chapter. All right.
Do you want to read
you want me
the
to-
tip?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm sorry for leaving you like this. I just need you to understand I'd rather take my own life than be fearful of how many days I have left to live. That's why I'm writing this letter to you. I can't stand the fear of being unable to leave behind a will when my life is prolonged, even if I lose my consciousness. In the end, there's nothing I can leave behind for you. I was unable to leave any of my achievements to this world, only to Steam. I mean, I was forgotten before I was dead. I leave this world a humiliated man, knowing that I had no appreciation from anyone. You must do better than me. You must achieve something that your grandfather was never able to achieve. I don't mind what field you chose. You must leave your mark on this world. You must leave behind your achievements. You will eventually die someday. You eventually turn into ashes. As a human being, that is your inevitable fate. But if you achieve a greater success, you will live forever, even after you depart. Those who live beyond their deaths are called gods. I wished to become one, but I was unable to do so. So in my place, you must become a god someday. Sus. Alright.
What?
Someone wants to become a god.
Huh. Yep.
What?
Oh, Rachel on TV, how you doing? Hi.
I'll be back in a second.
Oh, I'm hydrating. Yep. Hydrate complete. Thank you. Yeah, my sinuses are a bit drainy after the con. It's been very cold outside.
That never helps sinuses at all.
Yeah, no. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. You know what? Actually, give me a moment too. I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm back.
Yep. I need to take a quick break.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves and whatnot. Actually, do I have a BRB? I do have a BRB. Where's my BRB?
So, Kayla, do you know?
So you can talk amongst yourselves, actually, and people can hear you. There you go.
Hey,
Oh, hi, stream. How you doing?
hi guys and gals and everybody.
Non-binary pals.
Indeed.
Anyways, which one's Kashi again?
Mekashi is number 5, so Shion
Don't
goes
say
crazy.
numbers. Oh, Shion's goes
Shion
crazy.
goes
Alright.
crazy. It's the answer arc for Shion.
Okay, so that's when she murdered everybody. Okay. So what happened in that one that didn't happen in the others? Let's see.
That one and arc 2, which is the one where we see Keiichi's side of that story, remember?
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
they're technically slightly different, but
Yeah, but
actually do it
decently
right now.
similar. Holy
Hall?
hi.
Aggressive
You're back
fucking
already.
positivity. Yeah.
Ah!
That is my
Hey.
brand. Welcome to
Shion,
my
thank you
brand.
so much.
I
you very
for a
much
second
for
thought
the
you said
sub.
Shion and got terrified.
No,
yeah,
not Shion.
that's what I heard.
Hold on, that's a new. Hold on, I got a new. That's a first sub. So please allow me to serenade you as I do with people's first subs properly. Thank you for the prime sub. Let me turn this on momentarily. Like with maidens, I write short ditties. Hey Julian, the truth is I don't need validation, but it's a nice thing to have on occasion. So thank you for that special ovation in the form of monetary donation. That's what I call a sub in this melodic narration. Hope you enjoy my set of cutesy illustrations, emotes, so please take my lyrical elation. Thank you, friend, you're fucking awesome, and I hope you find $20 on the ground. There you go. It's
I would like you
awesome
to know I
everybody
still have not found my $20 on the ground.
God damn, I gotta work on that.
I know,
why-
it's
that's why I
been
said I-
literally months.
I know, that's why I said I hope you find. I can't make you find it.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you could drop $20 in front of my house.
I mean, I would have to,
True.
number one, be able to go to your house, and number two, know where your house is.
I mean, if you give me $20, here's my address.
Well, you would first have to give me the money for the plane ticket to get to your place.
God damn it. Wait a minute. That means I'm in negative money. No.
All right, hold on. Aw. Let's continue.
Let's go.
Let's go. Transition.
My bar mansion.
More.
No, not the. This is the library? No, this is clinic.
Clinic.
Oh shit!
Ivan!
Oh boy. Somebody else should probably take over narration.
Gail, you
Yeah.
mind?
Play.
Your
Want me?
old
I
butt.
got you.
Thank you.
Ivan, the weird, withdrew the needle from Satoko's arm. Satoko's? What? Okay. It must have hurt much for the needle to be pulled out. Satoko kept her eyes closed in fear, thinking that the needle was still in her arm.
This is Rika.
Satoko, you're all done, you know.
What? Oh, it's finally over?
As Satoko opened her eyes, she found that Ivan was no longer sitting in front of her. Creepy-san was wiping her arm with rubbing alcohol instead.
That's right, you're all done now.
Oh, we've never seen her in her nurse's outfit before,
Yeah.
I think.
Once,
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Ivan is good with needles, unlike me. You didn't even notice he was finished. Don't touch that part of your arm for a while, okay? Also, try not to carry anything heavy. Of course, I know that by now.
Good for you, Satoko. I'll pat your head for you.
It was nothing. There's nothing I did that require you to pat my head.
Not long ago, she would go into a panic when it was time for her to get her shot. The way she behaved today in itself is worthy of praise. Everyone in the room smiled, aware of that growth.
Please give her the usual test. Okay, so Satoko just got a shot for some reason. We have no idea. Let's keep that in mind for later.
And
Please
they're
give her-
regular.
And they're regular.
Mm-hmm.
So she's
Wait,
used
what
to
are
my she said that after a long night she'd usually panic when she'd get one of her shots.
Mm-hmm.
So this is new.
Hmm.
And also the usual test.
Yeah. What the fuck is she getting a shot for? She's like 10.
And the
She-
usual test. The
She's
shot
like
I was
10
thinking could be the
with me.
flu shot, but with the usual test,
Yeah, what? Okay, well, this is new and fun.
Sure. All right, Sadoko-chan. It's time for the quiz we always do. Your quizzes are always quite difficult for me. Take it easy. If it's too difficult, you can just tell me that you don't know the answer. You don't have to think too hard. Just tell me whatever comes to your mind at the moment.
Creepy-san smiled at Satoko to ease her tension. Then she led Satoko to a desk in the back of the examination room.
I hope Sadoko gets better soon.
What's she sick with?
I don't know if it's because of the heat, but Satoko's been showing negative symptoms since last month.
What?
The change of the seasons can affect her physically and emotionally. It's not surprised that this is happening to her. Rika?
Yeah, it's Rika. No one else can see Hanyu.
That's true. You're right, my bad. I'm gonna see Ivan and ask him how Satoko is doing. What are you gonna do, Hanyu?
I'm going to stay with Satoko.
Thank you. I'll leave it to you. Hanyu went over to where Satoko was. Fortunately, I'm the only one who can see Hanyu. She won't be a distraction if she goes and observes Satoko's test. I, of course, would be distracted like that. It's supposed to be a routine exam, but it seems like Creepy-san is teasing her by giving her difficult questions. It'd be pretty funny to observe how Satoko reacts to them. I'm a little jealous that Hanyu gets to watch everything without being a bother to Satoko. Ivan was talking to two other staff members about Satoko's exam results. I walked up and joined them.
Thank goodness. She seems to be improving.
From what Ivan was saying, her results must have turned out well. Ivan, how's she?
Don't worry, results were good. I'll discuss this more with you two later.
After ordering his staff to continue their work, Ivan showed me some difficult paperwork and started explaining it to me.
I guess we overreacted to test results from last week. Her condition shifted dramatically because of the change in climate. Did she have a cold by any chance?
There was one night recently that was fairly hot. Stoko was sleeping without her blanket and her stomach was exposed. She might have caught a cold that night. She was sleeping with her belly exposed. I poked her belly button and she didn't wake up at all.
No.
Sounds like fun.
No.
Would
No.
love to poke.
Nope.
No. No, God.
What
no.
the fuck?
No. Never caught a cold. Yep.
What the fuck?
Rika, I can hear you.
We skip over this.
You'd better put a blanket on me next time.
You're in the middle of a quiz, Satoko-chan. You need to concentrate.
Ivan, Hanyu, and I all laughed. Stoko went back to her test with a bitter look on her face. Ivan began speaking to me in a softer voice.
She's in remission?
The hell?
Sorry, remission from what? Because the only thing I know that people frequently use the term remission for is cancer.
Yeah, huh?
But her level is still L3 negative. She was and will continue to be in a critical condition.
She's never going to get better?
Just. What? Just like with anaphylaxis, her body will be conditioned to react severely even after the foreign chemical is out of her. What foreign chemical? What's wrong with Satoko that we've never seen before?
Mm-hmm. She'll never move below this 3 stage.
Jesus Christ, big cat, chill. Yes, that's right. But it's not the end of the world. She can control it by maintaining a proper lifestyle, as well as taking some medication.
Maybe diabetes?
I don't
Maybe?
think you use remission for diabetes.
Listen, this is also in the 80s, so you don't know as much.
That's true. I don't know
mean,
enough medicine
You know,
to
things
know
in
what
this
this is
world that
talking
people
about.
can get severe in, but then get better from.
Yeah,
That's very broad, Flint. You know how many things get. Oh my.
I mean, I'm sure fucking hoping that she doesn't have the paranoia thing,
Oh god.
and it just happened completely off screen. Because that raises a whole lot of fucking questions if it did. Uh, even just simple ones like, how the fuck did that happen a month before Watanagashi even happened? But yeah, I guess let's continue.
Didn't read the last thing.
But it'll never be cured in her whole lifetime. I looked at Satoko as she enjoyed taking her test. She seemed to be having fun, even while being teased by Creepy-san. I can't believe that she's suffering from an incurable disease.
If you think of it in a negative way, you're right. But many people in the world are coping with incurable illnesses. Diabetes is a good example. The condition itself can never be cured, but the symptoms can be controlled.
Okay, it's not diabetes, guys. I know
Okay?
that very well. There are many worse diseases in the world. Satoko might be in a relatively good situation compared to many other sick people.
Of course, I'm not giving up on her. I'll make sure that I cure her disease someday. I promise.
Wait, what if this is why he's so interested in Satoko?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. At least part of it.
I trust you.
Yes, trust me.
Haven't spoke to
Something
me.
no trustworthy person has ever needed to say.
With a serious look on his face. As Satoko's best friend, I feel relieved to hear his words. I'm sure he'll do his best to save Satoko's life. I have no doubt that he'll do so. I've seen him act like this in every life I've lived. So this has happened in every world. I also know why he's so passionate to save her. But I'm not supposed to know about it in this life. That's why I pretend not to see his sad smile.
By the way, Rika, we'll be conducting another big test at the end of the month.
Am I going to be the guinea pig this time?
It's not like that. You're only helping our studies, which will save many people's lives.
Ivan's guinea pig is not just Satoko. I'm also one of them. So, guinea pig is probably not the right term. Without Ivan's efforts, Satoko would not be here today. For that reason, I should be showing respect to this man. I smiled at him, since my choice of words had hurt his feelings. Me. If testing me can save Satoko's life, I don't mind being a guinea pig.
Thank you for your support. I wouldn't be causing you so much trouble if I had more money and equipment.
Next moment, the phone rang. Is he doing experiments on little children because he's poor? Right. Ivan answered.
It
It
sounds
was
like it's specifically for whatever non-specific rare disease Satoko has. Why he has to also
Hopefully.
experiment on Rika, fuck if I know.
Ivan answered in his usual business-like tone.
Hello, this is Ivan.
You have a call on the line from Tokyo. I'll transfer it to the other phone.
You heard the voice from the phone.
Ah, that must be Risa then. Risa. Is that Akasaka's wife? Do we know Risa?
I don't quite remember.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't
Is
think
it that
so.
time of year already? I'm going to pick it up at the office. Will you transfer it there?
Absolutely. Please hang on this line in that case.
Okay. I'm sorry, Rika. I got a call from Tokyo.
Don't mind me. As soon as Ivan hung up the phone in the other ring started ringing. He left the examination room and headed toward the office. Anya returned to my side as soon as Ivan left. Anya doesn't like to be around me when I'm talking with Ivan. I don't think she dislikes him. It's just that she doesn't really want to hear what he has to say. Ivan doesn't mean any harm, but Hanyu is often hurt by the things that come out of his mouth. How's Satoko doing?
She's not good at spot the difference like usual. I was able to find more differences than her.
I don't care how well you did. What about Satoko?
Oh.
I thought she was there to check on Satoko. But she was taking the quiz alongside her instead. That's so typical of Hanyu. She treated it almost like a game. But Satoko was tired after taking the same quiz every week. She seemed sleepy, especially after waking up so early in this morning. The quiz in this case wasn't about a wrong or right answer. It was about timing, in minutes, how long it took her to answer the question, and observing how she acted during the quiz. None of the questions would be simple ones, so Satoko often got headaches, more so than even the spelling test that we take at school. It's almost over?
Yes, it is. The book Creepy has right now is the last one.
Creepy-san was showing a book to Satoko with abstract pictures inside. I couldn't even tell that if it was supposed to be a picture. It was just a symmetrical ink stain.
This is the last one. What do you think this is?
Both Hanyu and I looked at the picture over Satoko's shoulders. Even I didn't know what to answer while looking at that strange ink stain. Satoko continued to think. Creepy-san observed her, taking notes while Satoko struggled. She was also timing how long it took her to answer, holding a stopwatch under the table. I spoke to Hanyu so only she could hear me. What do you think it looks like, Hanyu?
Oh, well... Oh! It's soft serve ice cream. It fell onto the ground and ended up like this. Oh, it's been wasted.
I see. This is a good test for understanding a person's mind. To me, it looked like a horse mackerel that had been cut open and its guts pulled out. I was thinking of food too. It's rather shocking to learn that my thought processes are the same as Hanyu's.
What does it look like to you? You don't have to think too hard.
Satoko must not be very good at this test. She always takes a long time to answer questions like these. She finally opened her mouth to speak.
It's like 2 butterflies are on top of each other.
2 butterflies on top of each other. Tell me more about it. Why are they on top of each other?
Son continued to take notes as Satoko spoke. Curious about what she was writing, I looked, but... Is that German? I can't read it at all. Creeper sounded so mean.
They were apart for quite some time, but having finally reunited, they're excited to see each other again. I apologize. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
No, you're doing just fine. You can just tell me whatever's on your mind. That's the whole point of this test.
Are you certain even such a strange answer is serving a purpose?
Of course. For example, take this picture. You gave me a totally different answer last year. I can tell how you changed just by comparing how you respond.
Really? I don't like this test. What did I even say last year?
Ruby smiled and took note without answering her question. I tried to remember what her answer was, but I have more than 100 years worth of memories in my head. Hanyu might remember better than I do. As I looked at Hanyu, I realized she was standing there with a sad expression. I decided not to ask her. I could tell what kind of answer Satoko gave back then, just by looking at Hanyu's face. Last year, June 1982. That was when Satoko was being abused by her cruel aunt.
So that was a Rorschach test.
Mm-hmm.
Recalling that, I don't even
So-
want to know what Satoko answered.
So this isn't like, unless it's a brain tumor, this is something that's affecting Satoko's brain. Because otherwise, there's no fucking reason why they do a Rorschach test on her. Okay, that's all.
Okay. But just a year later, the Satoko who was so worn down could no longer be seen. She became so strong. I know how difficult it was for her to stay tough and strong like this. Her growth
again-
over the past years is overwhelming to me.
Then again, maybe it was acceptable in the 80s.
It was acceptable at the time.
There you go. Are you done with the test?
Return to results.
Yes, we are finished.
Satoko-chan is handling it a lot better now. We were done pretty quick today.
I did my best to ensure it was done quickly. I have plans after this, so I can't stay here too long.
You have something right after this? Today is Sunday, right?
We're doing a club activity at Me's uncle's toy store today.
Oh no, this is fucking Rika. Damn it.
Ow.
Yeah, sorry. Doesn't
No
call her
wonder
me.
you were so obedient with the test today. It was because you have plans. Sorry we held you so long. Well, here's your stuff, Satoko.
Ivan put a big paper bag on the table. He opened it up and gave her instructions about the medications. Chuck had heard the same instructions over and over before, but Ivan still continued to talk just the same.
Since you're doing better, you can go back to 2 shots per day. Please give yourself a shot before lunch and before you go to bed. Make sure you change the needle every time. Don't ever use the same one twice. I'm prescribing this one in case you really need it when you're feeling sick.
Yeah, same as usual, I know.
Chuckle couldn't wait to meet our friends for the club activity. It made me feel happy to see her as excited as this.
She only has to take 2 shots per day now. I'm glad.
The number of shots she had to take each day represents how well she's doing. So it's a good thing that she has to take fewer shots. It's tough for her to give herself a shot 2 times a day.
Oh.
And you grew quiet after hearing my comment. Ivan had handed her a paper bag after you finished his instructions.
Rika, at last it's over.
Good job. You seemed anxious during the test today. Have fun with your friends.
I'm sorry I was so tense. You have my thanks for all that you've done for me.
Are you going to make it on time? I can give you a ride there. Oh, I also brought a new stuffed animal. It's in my car. You can give it a name if you like.
Oh my! What sort of creature could it be? I wonder what I should name it. Well, what is it exactly?
It's a cat again. One with tiger stripes this time. I think you'll like it a lot.
Stoko and Creepy are good friends. They're both fond of stuffed animals. Every time Creepy gets a new one, she brags about it to Satoko. That's all they have in common, but having a friend like Creepy is a special thing for Satoko. She's part of the Hojo family who tried to betray the village. People at the clinic are the only adults who even talk to Satoko.
Got fun at the club.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. See you next
Blah,
week.
blah, blah.
No,
And
no,
next
blah, blah. No, thank you. See you next week.
Well, let's be going. Our battle today is not only against the club members. I'm itching to put my skills to the test.
Oh, is this the board game tournament?
I think it was in previous arcs. That was the event they had at the toy store.
I bowed slightly and made to leave the examination room. But I soon realized something. Ivan was looking at me with a sad expression on his face. Just with that look, I could tell what he wanted to say. Please take care of Satoko-chan if something happens to her. I nodded at him and stepped out into the hallway with Satoko.
My goodness. I'm used to these tests and quizzes, but they always leave me exhausted.
You don't like taking the tests?
Well, I don't, but they are my job. There's nothing I can do about that.
Satoko is supporting Ivan's research. She gets financial support by helping him out. Or at least that's what Satoko thinks she's doing.
That explains how two children live on their own.
It does.
Ivan's just paying for that.
Satoko was bursting with excitement, so we headed to the Okinomiya at full speed. We wound up waiting for Keiichi and the other club members for a long time. We got here early, but they were late. I think we were late last time we did this too. Do you mean that this was happening? That was something that was meant to happen? It's unpleasant that I can't even change the most minor of fate. I saw them coming towards us with on their bikes.
Hello, everyone. How utterly slow all of you are.
Satoko acted like she was upset, but I could tell she was pleased to see them just the same.
Oh, Satoko is so cute.
That's why I'll never tire of her.
What?
She's adorable. Satoko's behavior soothes my feelings of frustration. This is why I love Satoko. If she was a small, fluffy animal, I would definitely keep her in a cage. Good morning, Satoko-chan and Rika-chan. Good morning.
Hey! Good morning, Rika. Satoko, think fast! We gotta do this quick before the cops get here. Our goal is 1 billion yen.
Huh? Keiichi-san, what in the world are you talking about?
Are we late? When did you guys get here? It didn't take too long. We've been waiting here a while. Me and Arena know that Satoko gets a checkup every Sunday at the clinic.
Sorry about that. Kei-chan didn't show up on time, so that's why we're late.
That Keiichi. So he's the reason they're always late. That's not really surprising. Nippa.
Wait a minute. Am I the bad guy here?
Of course. Of all the club members, you're the only one who can play the villain.
I don't know. I think all of you could play pretty good villains when it comes to it. What's that supposed to mean? You better watch your mouth.
Keiichi and Satoko messed around with each other. Oh my god. Suka acted like she was crying and ran and punched Keiichi, knocking him out cold.
Holy shit.
The same old situation they always got into. I can watch this sort of thing forever. It's like having a glass of cold milk after taking a hot bath.
Wait, is
I think
this
it's
I think
Keiichi.
that's Keiichi.
Huh. I can never win against her.
You should get up and move before she cracks your front teeth.
We all laughed at him and finished greeting each other.
They're as lively as always.
Nothing's more precious than one's health.
You're sounding like an old lady, Rika.
Shut up. Who cares what you think? I'm not going to eat any sweets if you keep on saying things like that.
Oh.
Hanyu seemed to be getting more depressed than usual. I should stop teasing her so much. It was a joke. What you could offer me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
Hanyu loves sweet treats. She especially loves cake and ice cream. Since she can't eat anything, she has to depend on me when it comes to... In other words, whatever I eat, Hanyu can taste too. Even if Hanyu craves something, it doesn't mean anything if I don't eat it. In other words, I have total control of what she eats. That's why it's fun to tease her with saying what I'll eat and what I won't. It's almost as fun as teasing Satoko. Oh, you seem to be in a good mood today, Rika-chan. I want to take you home.
You'll be arrested if you do that, you know?
Hey, Mion, store owner's calling you.
Rika, did you hear? There's to be a prize for the club activity today.
I remember. Mina was going to be paying 50,000 yen out of her pocket as a prize. I couldn't believe she just could afford that. Therefore, I have to assume that she has some kind of guarantee that she won't lose.
And do you know what it is? It's 50,000 yen. 50,000 yen!
Stuka stared at me. Oh no. She expected me to She expected me to be surprised to hear the prize was 50,000 yen. It's natural to be surprised after hearing that sum. But I didn't react because I already knew it. Perhaps I gave the impression that I've known it for a long time.
Keiichi-san, isn't it amazing that the prize is 50,000 yen?
50,000 yen? What the heck is that? That's like 5 years worth of the Keiichi GNP.
What? Satoko said the same thing to Keiichi. She probably assumed I wasn't listening to her. Ouch.
Oh.
So she decided to talk to Keiichi instead.
Oh.
That was just a small mistake. I'm fine. If I get 50,000 yen...
that's.
Oh,
I think it's Keiichi.
what?
If I get 50,000 yen, I can get a lifetime supply of soy sauce.
Wait, why ever would you buy soy sauce with a prize like that?
Because a certain someone always gives me a dirty look when I ask her
no.
to go and get soy
Oh,
sauce
this
from the
is-
store.
Oh, fuck, it is. Damn it.
Oh, it's
So
Rika.
frustrating.
Well, I was thinking because, there was dots in the beginning.
Oh, that's true. I thought
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just because they were continuing the conversation. Okay. Damn it.
Nippa! Soy sauce conversation.
You're so mean, Rika.
How much soy sauce do you even think you can even get for 50,000 yen? Man, I want to see.
Keiichi joined the conversation, which finally brought us back to our normal pace. In order to pursue a greater happiness, I need to sacrifice a smaller one. In a perfect world, Rika Furude was supposed to be surprised to hear from her best friend that a prize was 50,000 yen. But I already knew that. I knew it from my previous lives, so all I could do was give her a boring reaction. Can't be surprised at the big prize of 50,000 yen. I can't give her the reaction that she expects from me. I am losing the ability to be surprised by life. And after the continued repetitions of small incidents like this, there'll be nothing left that I can find interesting. I'll have nothing to be surprised about. Never be impressed with anything. Eventually, I'll lose my emotions entirely. That's why I'm trying to be careful. And make sure I act like Rika Furude, who doesn't know anything. Even though I might not be impressed, a young girl, Rika Furude should be impressed with many things. Rika Furude is supposed to act excited when she encounters something for the first time. I try to, at least. But the more and more I try, the more I feel like Rika Furude is someone very distant.
Rika.
I'm sorry. I know I'm only wasting my lifespan by feeling depressed like this. I should enjoy this life. I don't mean my lifespan literally. I'm not referring to my physical lifespan, but my mental one. The more and more I repeat the same days, the more I lose. From wonder to passion, and eventually, my life had become like an overplayed videotape. I'm tired of that tape. I have a choice to close my eyes and sleep. By the time I wake up, the video should be over. But in reality, my life is not a beat-up old videotape. If I close my eyes and sleep, that would be my death. When my mental lifespan is over, Rika Furude will turn into a doll who can't even move her finger of her own will. When that happens, my pursuit of happiness will be over. I don't want that to happen. It's been at least 100 years, if not more. I've been stuck in this living hell for so long. I don't want my life to end here. Sorry. I'm fine now. You must find it funny that I'm complaining about only a century.
Oh, I've grown used to this fate by now.
Alright. I'm fine. I'm Rika Furude. I'm Rika Furude. If I don't stay on being Rika Furude, I'm afraid that I might end up showing my true self inside of that shell. Rika Furude is supposed to be a cute and innocent little girl, after all. Me. What would you buy if you got 50,000 yen, Rena? I wonder if I can buy out that Kenta Kondo. Do you think they sell it to me if I give 50,000 yen to the fried chicken store?
What?
Oh.
Oh god.
I think it'd be...
Yeah.
I think it'd be easier for you to buy the tools and wheelbarrow to steal the doll.
It's fucking Colonel Sanders.
Oh my gosh.
I bet Renaissance could break the chain with her bare hands if she wanted to.
I agree on that one.
Oh, you're all so mean. That's where you're joining the typical flow of conversation naturally. Once I entered that flow, it's not hard for me to continue as Rika Furude. Being Rika Furude is like flying a kite for me. Once up in the air, I can stay that way for a while. But if something happens and it loses control, it's one heck of a challenge to get it back on track. Every time it tries to get back in the air, the kite gets dragged onto the ground and wears out. I'm exactly like that. Finally, Mian started clapping her hands to get everybody's attention. I already knew the rules. The members will be broken into 5 different groups. Each group plays a game that they chose together. I was secretly hoping that Mian would change the rules for some reason. There's nothing more boring than to already know what was going to happen. Mian can be very capricious. She really might change the rules.
Yeah, but it seems like she's been planning this game for several days already.
A strong will can be fated too, huh? Normally when we're doing club activities, Mian decides what to play at the last minute. She opens her locker and randomly decides on what game to play. For that reason, our club activities are rarely repeated through my lives. That's why I'm never bored with them. But just as Hanya said, today's event was something that Mian had been planning for a while. I was certain she wouldn't suggest anything spontaneously today. In that case, this won't be up to random chance. Mian only had one idea in her mind. Therefore, it was equivalent to destiny. Although her idea of having this event in the torso is actually a spontaneous one. In all the lives I repeated, there's a very low chance for this event to occur.
You shouldn't expect anything to be different.
I'm not expecting it. Of course, I was just lying now. I was hoping that meme was just a new rule for this game. If it was the same rules again, I'd be suffering for a few minutes while I listened to her instructions. Nothing's more frustrating than walking the same path over and over again. Please, Mion. Please change my fate. Please.
First, we're going to be divided into 5 different groups, the winner from each table.
It's the same rules after all. Sorry, I was holding on to a small hope.
Small hopes will hurt you, Rika.
You're right. You've told me so many times, but I never learned. Hanya taught me so many times. She taught me the trick to swimming in the flow of destiny. The flow of destiny is just like a river's. By going with the flow, I can swim the direction I want to some extent. But of course, trying to swim against the flow requires great effort. Allowing myself to drift causes the least amount of strain. Of course, some strong currents are impossible to resist, even with great effort. If I recklessly try to resist without realizing it's possible, then I only wear myself out needlessly, just as fighting a river's current. So, Hanya taught me to read those currents. Which is why I should have easily imagined that the rules would stay the same the moment I learned Mion had planned today's event in advance. Yet, I still wish the rules would be different. A completely wasteful action. In the end, my hopes were betrayed, only leaving me heart worn out. Things like that caused me to separate further from Freaka Frude. Eventually, I'll grow tired of everything, lose all interest, and die. A fate which can't be fought must be accepted.
I know you can read the flow of destiny, Rika.
You're right. My lifespan's already growing short. I should treasure what I have left. I sighed, pretending as though I was listening to Mion was explaining.
What's wrong, Rika? Are you bored?
Keiichi surprised me all of a sudden. Are you talking to me? This had never happened before, so I thought he was talking to someone else. But it seemed like Keiichi really was talking to me.
Yeah. You've looked bored ever since this morning. Are you sleepy from waking up too early?
I was just thinking that I've already done this before. No one would understand what I mean anyway, but Keiichi might. And so, I told him how I honestly felt.
Huh? You serious? No wonder Mion seems so used to it. I'm looking forward to it since it's my first time, though.
I envied him for feeling that way. I sighed, knowing that I never will.
I understand how frustrating it is to hear the same instructions over and over again. I went to cram school once and studied ahead a lot there. I remember how much I hated hearing the same lectures in school.
Keiichi didn't understand me, but I'm glad that at least he's understood how frustrating it was to repeat the same situation. I'm the same. I'm frustrated at school too.
What? You really? You always seem so happy.
Rika Furue is supposed to be happy at school. That's why I act that way. Hearing the same things over and over again is like torture. It's easy for me to change what Stoko cooks for dinner. I can simply volunteer to cook instead of her. But I can't change what the teacher teaches at school every day. I have no choice but to be quiet and listen to her lecture.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do. You can't just tell the teacher to move on because you already know what she's teaching you. But this is a different story. It's a game.
It is a game, but it's already predetermined.
You don't know that. After all, we're being split into 5 tables by drawing lots, right? Plus, each group gets to choose what game their table plays. There's no way to predict what games we'll do battle over or what exciting turnabouts await us today.
Can make a good guess.
No, you can't.
Keiichi smiled as he contradicted me. That smile seemed so ignorant to me.
Oh,
While the groups will be decided by drawing
no,
lots.
that's right. That's
Wow.
Oh, this is
yeah,
Keiichi.
Rika.
Or this is right, Rika.
While the groups will be decided by drawing lots, each club member will be in a different group. Keiichi, you'll be sitting over there. My table will be right there. We'll be playing a fishing game. We'll be playing a game called Billionaire. I don't know how, but last time we were broken into 5 separate groups. Could have been a coincidence. I'm sure Mion did something to sure it'd end up like that. I'm 100% sure. So the games we will play, I'm not totally sure, but if each member in the group follows the same thinking patterns, they'll probably end up making the same choices. You roll the dice many times, you begin to approach the average. One person's spontaneous act can be random, but multiple people's thoughts can be averaged out for the most part. The more people that are involved, the more difficult it is to alter the path of fate. That's why I'm pretty sure that we'll end up playing the same games. Keiichi seems surprised to hear my prediction.
What the hell? Is that like a premonition? How can you be so sure?
That's what fate is all about.
Fate, huh? That makes me want to smash that fate into pieces.
He smiled at me again. I knew he was just smiling without reason, but I felt a small hope from him. After all, Keiichi really did shatter fate before. But that was just a miracle that happened in my previous life. I couldn't expect him to do the same thing in this one. Otherwise, I would be worn down by my high expectations again.
All right, we're going to decide our groups by drawing lots from this box. The club members go first.
Mion drew first, then Stoko followed. The results were the same as last time.
I really don't want to fight against the club member at the very start. I'm sorry if we get the same group, Rika.
Don't worry. Your table is over there. Mine is right here.
Whatever you say. You watch.
Keiichi looked upset. See? My predictions are always right.
It was a 20% chance. Anyone can make a random guess.
Keiichi told me that it was just coincidence. Then what if I predicted my seat right, too? What's the percentage for that?
It's 20 of 20, so 4%. I'll believe you if you get it right with a percent that low.
Keiichi grinned at me, believing that such a chance was impossible.
It's your turn now, Rika-chan.
May handed me the box of slips. No matter what I did, I'd be getting that table. There was a reason behind it. Mion was doing something to make sure that we all get his different table. I thought about why Mion would do that. The information I gathered about Mion over the many years, I could see a reasoning.
She probably thinks that she'll feel bad as if a member loses in the first stage.
You're right. If the club members are in the same group, someone will have to lose. If everyone's in the same group, we all have the chance to move on to the second stage. That's why she was controlling this draw. Put my hand inside of the box. I could feel several folded up pieces of paper inside it. But if you thought for a moment it was odd, no matter which one I chose, I'd never get any other table.
I wonder how she's making it so you sit at that last table.
Me too. Only Mion knows. All I know is that no matter what paper I choose, I'd be sitting at that last table. I got it.
All the papers in this box are the same?
It must be. I bet Mion set up some kind of trap on this box. It's probably a box for a magic show or something. There could be some kind of gimmick inside the box, and she can switch what's inside of it. Depending on who's drawing the paper, she changed out the lots and control the result. I didn't know how exactly, but I'm sure she was doing something. I didn't even know how she was doing it. The more important thing was why. I don't know which one to pick.
No matter which one you pick, your fate is already decided.
She was admitting it to herself. I was certain then. Based on what I felt inside, there were less than 10 pieces of paper inside this box. In other words, there were hidden pieces of paper that I couldn't touch that were inside the box. She smiled at me as I figured out her trick, but she had no clue why I was smiling. I'm taking this one.
Sure, let me see. Aha! Wow, the club members are all divided into separate groups.
Mia behaved as though this was news to her. She's such an actress. The other contestants making a dissatisfied noise. They'd have to face a club member no matter which table they got. Kiichi was surprised too, and not only because we were divided. See? Our fate is already decided. I smiled at him in return. Kiichi was in denial for a moment, but then he smiled back at me.
Possibility was 1 in 25. I'm impressed.
It was not. I predicted that me and Satoko would be at a different table, so the possibility was even lower than that. Keiichi understood that, but no more people like him can't understand the meaning of fate. That's why I put it off as a coincidence. But Keiichi? What if my prediction is right about what game you'll be playing? Possibility will be one in billions. There are a lot of games in the store. What if the prediction is right too? Will he still believe it's just a coincidence? Stayed quiet in my seat and waited to see what game my group was going to decide on. They were going to choose the fiction game. Can't expect them to choose anything other than that. I can't have high expectations, otherwise I'll be hurt again. One of the boys stood up. He walked towards the shelf full of games and picked up one box. He lifted the box above his head and turned around so he could show it to us. I closed my eyes as he did so, but I could still hear what he was saying.
Check this out. Do you guys remember this? We should play this one.
Yeah, it's the one with the spinning fish, right?
I could taste the bitter chemicals from my brain in my mouth. I clenched my lips and tried to endure the numbing feeling.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm not doing well today. For some reason, I can't just accept this flow. It wasn't because I wasn't feeling well, of course. It's because of my emotions. Powers are getting weaker, and we can only rewind about 2 weeks of our lives. Feeling that the end was near for us. In order for me to change the tragic fate, I needed more time to prepare. But I can only go back 2 weeks. It means my power to resist my fate had weakened significantly. Even if I should become weak as a small leaf in a river, I should be able to do something in order to change my path. But if I can only go back to the point where I'm getting ready to be swallowed into the whirlpool, there's no chance for me to escape it. I lived for so long believing that I could eventually escape my fate and survive. I believed that I had a chance in every moment of every life I lived. There are limits to those chances. There's so many limits in my repeated lives. Perhaps this might be my last chance. This may be why I'm feeling so restless.
Stop it, Rika. The harder you think about it, the worse it'll be on your mind.
I know. Just be quiet already.
Oh.
My brain was numb as if surrounded by a gray mist. I was inside the crowded toy store, but it felt very far away from everyone else. The tighter I closed my eyes, the harder I clenched my teeth, the emptier my head became. No. Oh no.
Rika, are you okay?
As I tried to focus, I became conscious again. Hanya looked at me with concern. tend to lose my mind easily right after coming back from death. Usually I have more time to relax and get used to life. But I have no time for that now. Higurashi Festival is only 2 weeks away. I can't just relax and wait for myself to get used to things. Don't be a wimp, Rika. Don't be a wimp. Fight against fate. But even if I do, that fate always betrays me, and I just grieve. What if I did the opposite? What if I didn't fight against fate? A few weeks after the Higurashi Festival of 1983, I will die, because I'm fated to do so. Fight. Don't fight. 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 As I repeat the same words, they start to lose all meaning. If I was chanting something, I bit my tongue and my mind to force myself thinking about it. I was calming down a little bit. When I opened my eyes, I saw the fishing game right in front of me, as well as my pole. Someone placed it there while I had my eyes closed. It's as if I was seeing my immovable reality of fate right in front of me. It felt like my final verdict to me. What do you think, Keiichi? This is what fate is all about. Do I earn an agreement or sympathy? I stood up and walked towards Keiichi's table. His group couldn't decide on a game, so the store owner was deciding for them. Just like the last time. The store owner will pick the game of life.
It's kind of unfair to play a game that your opponent chooses. Couldn't decide on anything because we kept refusing each other's suggestions. Is your table deciding on what to play?
You can see it for yourself. He looked at my table and saw the fishing game there. Keiichi was surprised to see that my prediction was right again. He also remembered that I predicted his game too.
So you're saying that the owner is going to bring out the game of life just as you predicted?
I'm pretty good at predicting things.
Are you serious? Alright, I'll believe you if he really brings us the game of life.
You bet. Your group is going to play the game of life.
Fine, I'm willing to bet you. Don't you cheat and talk him into it.
He wants you to play a game he has a lot of, so he'll be bringing that one out. I remember it was covered by dust when he gave it to them last time, so we had to buy the game if we lost. He was trying to sell products he had a surplus of. Therefore, he won't be choosing any game at random. He'll be looking for the one with bad sales. The strong will to do so. That will of his is going to make the pull of fate all the stronger. In that sense, there's no guarantee that I would be choosing the game of life specifically. I might choose something else that's also overstocked. Young fellow reappeared with a box covered in dust.
Whoa.
See? I told you so. He's the game of life in his hands. Part of me that hoped it wouldn't be the game of life tasted bitterness at the betrayal. But then a cynical part of me that expected it to happen found it amusing in a way. Felt like my personality was twisting more and more.
It's Keiichi.
Why did you pick that game?
I think it's the owner. Yeah, like the old guy.
Huh? Well, I just picked it at random. I found it in the pile of inventory I have in the back. It's not like I brought the most beat up one.
When I heard the owner chose the game randomly, Keiichi shrugged his shoulders in confusion. That must be his way of surrendering.
Hey, Rika. Is this really a prediction?
Nippa!
Well, some old people from the village once told me that you're the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. They told me that you have special powers. They said your predictions are always accurate. Is that really true?
I was surprised that Keiichi actually believed the superstitious stories he heard from the elderly villagers. I I just know that which is just destined to happen. To make it clearer, it's because I've already witnessed this world once before.
Damn, I can't even make fun of you.
Keiichi seemed like he was just fooling around. He probably didn't think I'm goofing around and acting potty because my random predictions all came true. I had hoped for him. Thought the owner might be in a different game, because Keiichi once had the power to change fate. But that didn't happen. I'm not surprised. But I felt betrayed again. It hurts. I won the bet. I speak to Keiichi sarcastically. I wanted him to understand that no one can change the path of fate. However, Keiichi did nothing but smile.
Don't get carried away, Rika. Don't just say that you can read the future. For a guy, words like destiny and fate mean a lot more than you think. They're not things you can figure out that easily.
Meep? I had no idea what he was trying to say, but he made me nervous. It wasn't a scary feeling. No, it was closer to hope.
You said it was fate that the owner would choose the game of life. I have to admit that your prediction was correct. But you also said something else.
What did I say?
You said I was fated to play it.
Yes, it was indeed his fate. Fate can change sometimes, with uncertainty and time. But the possibility that it was changed in this situation was very slight. I doubt anything would turn out differently.
In that case, I'll change that fate.
Eh? Ichi stood up in a hurry. Then he started talking to Tomitaga and Okumura, his teammates.
Sorry, but I own that game at home. I know every little rule about it.
What, is that true?
What?
Yep. So that won't be a fair game for us to play. Sir, I'm sorry, but can you give us a different game?
Sure, I'll bring you guys a different one.
And picked up the game of life again and took it back into storage. As I remained there in shock, he returned with a game called Pop-Up Pirates.
I own that game.
What?
I own that game. We've played it in our college anime club.
Oh my god. Oh my god, amazing.
How about this one? Pop-Up Pirate.
Yep.
Ooh, that's the one where you stab a knife inside the barrel. What do you think, guys? This is a fair game, isn't it?
Yeah, the rules are simple enough. Let's play that one.
We got a deal now. We're gonna play Pop-Up Pirate.
Keiichi winked at me as I stood there with my mouth open.
We've never seen Shocked Rika before, actually, have we?
No, I don't think so.
I think maybe like the times where he fucking changed shit.
Yeah. I don't think
how you
we've seen
just-
like mouth open Shocked Rika though.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We haven't seen art for it.
We haven't seen
at
art
least.
for it, no.
I really want to see the art for that. Just Rika with her big eyes and face just mouth extended downwards. It's a funny
I like
image
how
in my head.
you just forcefully changed my prediction. But for me, it's not that simple. It was supposed to be fate. That's why the owner brought the game of life to their table. They were supposed to play that game. That's what happened last time. That's what's supposed to happen. But he just changed the fate in front of my eyes like it was nothing.
Technically, you changed that fate. If you didn't tell him.
It's as if someone just asked me to stand an egg on its end, and I struggled to do so. Keiichi forcibly cracked the egg and made it stand up in front of me. I should have a far greater power than Keiichi. But why was I feeling so weak? Because you've been living hundreds of years? Was it because I wasn't trying to fight against fate so I wouldn't get hurt? Because I was going slow, trying too hard? What was I thinking?
You looked so bored just a few minutes ago. I know why. You didn't want to play the fishing game, did you?
Yeah. I'm not gonna hide it anymore.
And that's easy.
So I'm a witch who's been living for more than 100 years? So I thought I was better than everyone just because I can see the path of fate? It's stupid. I really am so stupid. He tapped me on the back and he was urging me to return to my table. The sensation of his touch filled up my heart with emotion. I wasn't going to stand idly by it. I thought I could cheat fate. I thought 2 weeks wasn't enough. But Keiichi just defied his fate in a matter of 5 minutes. I feel bad for the fishies when I play the fishing game. I want to play something else. The other people at my table looked at me with confused expressions. Their reactions were scaring me. But at that moment I could really feel that I was facing the impenetrable wall of fate. Even so, I have nothing to be scared of.
Sure, we'll play whatever game. Sure, what game do you want to play? We'll play whatever you want.
Accepted my suggestion and gave up on the fishing game so easily. That's right. I used to be much more aggressive before, but I became so tired and bitter and mean. I gave in to fate. But I'm not going to yield anymore. Keiichi taught me that. He didn't have any memories from his previous life, but Keiichi was still Keiichi. He never gave in to fate. For the first time in a long while, I feel motivated to fight. If I want to, I can change destiny in 5 minutes, and I have a whole 2 weeks to work with. I'm different now. I'm gonna fight against fate.
Let's do our best.
In contrast to my motivation, Hanyu was wearing a sad expression. Battle? Question mark?
Cue Yu-Gi-Oh music.
Yeah, there you go.
Time to duel. Do. Please don't sue us, Konami. Do. That's all I got. I see. We can't hold you here if you have to go help your uncle. Abruptly cuts off Yu-Gi-Oh music.
Yeah, it's a pretty small store after all. But you know, couldn't he have guessed that if he did a bargain sale, his place would be packed? I can't believe he's selling a carton of eggs for only 10 yen.
As we were getting ready to move on to the next stage, Mian got a call from work. This is fated to happen too. If I was still feeling depressed, I would have been disgusted with the situation. But after learning what it felt like to change fate, I was in a good mood. Keiichi and Mion seemed to be like they kept seemed like they were regretting that they're unable to settle the match. They really are such good friends. It's really bad to, be able to read faster than you can talk.
I know, it's difficult.
You're so close. I feel kind of jealous. How?
We really do not have any other boys his age in our class, do we? I suppose Mion-san is something like a male friend to Keiichi-san. Oof.
Don't let her hear you say that.
No. But Mi-chan is a girl. She can't be another guy for him.
Of course I know that. But when they are together, they look like two boys hanging out.
Ren and Toko enjoyed the lingering excitement of the day as they watched Mion and Keiichi happily goof off. Next moment, the owner came. Oh no! Oh no! Came out of the store.
Thank you for today,
Thank
everyone.
you for today, everyone.
Go
You
on.
brought me out a lot of customers.
He was holding 4 paper bags in his hands. I remembered he gave us gifts as reward for today. I think there were dolls inside.
Here are your rewards for today.
Hey, Uncle Yoshiro. Don't I get one?
He has given them only to us. Me and again think because she's a family member. That's what happened last time too.
Oh, look! Something cute is inside!
Took a little cheer of joy. She saw a cute doll inside of her bag. Rena reacted the same way. Wah! This is so cute. I can take it home with me? Really?
Did I get one too? Wow. Look at this cute doll. What a weird reaction.
Wow, look at this cute doll.
Keiichi got a gorgeous, expensive-looking doll. It was by far the best one. Adorable, even to my eyes. Stucco, Rena, and Mion were all feeling the same way.
Kei-chan got the one that fits him the least.
Mion started making fun of him right away. She's only saying that because she's jealous that Keiichi got the doll that she really wanted.
This is pretty and cute. I can admit that, but it's not really my type of toy.
Yeah, people will think you're pervert if you carry that thing around.
Mion just can't be honest with herself. It's obvious that she's trying to make him give up the doll so she can have it herself. She should just admit that and ask Keiichi for it. That's the cute side of Mion. I bet Keiichi can never understand that. Unless, you know,
Yeah.
punching him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Keiichi can't keep the doll after receiving that much bullying from Mion. He was thinking about who he should give it to. He probably didn't want to give it to Mion. Time froze for a moment. Anya whispered something in my ear.
Rika, do you remember?
Yes. I advised him on who she should give the doll to. I did nothing and watched the events. What?
We actually get
do
a
we
choice here.
What? Advice? Please? Please?
Advise. Change, because I think Rika... Fuck, what did Rika do last time? This was so long ago. This was literally a year ago.
No, we have to advise him.
That feels...
What? What does that feel, Flint? We all know what happens if she doesn't get the doll. And, like, you know, she told Keiichi, and he was able to change fate because she told him, so she should try to change the fate again. She's fighting against fate.
You're a lot over this.
Yeah.
That makes me concerned. Are there bad ends now that we have choices? You're not answering my question. Flint! Flint!
I mean...
No, I'm meaning...
Okay.
Answer
I mean, she also...
Save the game.
Okay.
Save the game, and then we'll see what happens if we advise him. We'll do the classic save scumming route to see if there's a bad end here.
Listen, the
Okay,
last time we did
I guess
that,
the question
they
is-
knew.
I guess the question is, are you looking, like, which one do you think would give the bad end? Do you want to see the bad end first?
I don't want to see that end. I don't.
I kind of want to see the bad end.
No.
I'm a little bit curious, because I mean, it can't be that long to watch. I still think we should save here, because I am curious to see at least one bad. Oh, you saved?
She
Okay,
already did.
I didn't see it on. The stream.
She's doing the quick save.
Yeah, quick save.
Okay. Okay. I think doing nothing gets the bad end.
I mean, yes, but I don't want to click the. Oh God, it's red.
Do it.
No. Oh God, I have to say this. I thought about telling Keiichi to give the doll to Mion, but I stayed quiet because I wanted to believe in him. When we were in the same situation in previous life, Keiichi gave the doll to Rena. Mion was to be hurt like that, then tried to begin shortly after that.
Yeah, but that wasn't Mion. Ah.
No, it was. It was Mion.
What?
It was.
No, it wasn't Mion who caused the tragedy, though.
No, but she was hurt, and then things happened, and that was her.
I guess,
No,
yeah.
Mion
Keiichi
went
caused the
insane.
tragedy. Because
Yes.
Mion talked to Shion about it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
If I didn't do anything and just watched him now, things would end up the same way. But I'm sure that Keiichi deeply regretted the fact that he didn't give the doll to Mion in the previous world. And while I was aware he didn't have any memories from that world, I was hoping that his heart vaguely remembered that strong emotion. I challenged him, without telling him anything. Keiichi's contemplating whether he should give the doll to Mion or Rena. He finally opens his mouth. Mion, if you think I would look like a pervert with this doll, who do you think deserves to have it? Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, you wanna...
Huh?
I don't
Yeah.
know. All I'm saying is that dolls aren't for boys.
I see. And I guess you can have it. Here. What?
What?
What? This is the...
Excuse me?
What?
Keiichi tossed the doll to Mion as if passing her a basketball. As if forcing her to carry his bag or something. Mion's face quickly turned red. Feeling shy, Keiichi turned away from her. That was amazing. Keiichi just made a miracle happen again. He did it without any memory of his previous life. And it was exactly the same situation as in the previous world, but he made a totally different decision. Keiichi.
Rika, this might just be a coincidence, you know?
Strong will is directly related to fate. If his will to give the doll to Rena was weak, then this might have been the result of that. But I don't feel like it was just a coincidence. I believe that Keiichi remembers something in his heart, and because of that, he made some progress. Mion, having turned red, insisted the cute doll would be a much better fit for Rena. Her attitude made it clear that she really wanted the doll, but couldn't be honest about it.
This old man just thinks that cute dolls like this are more for girly girls, you know? This doll doesn't deserve to be owned by a tomboy like me.
I know you want it. It's written all over your face.
No, it's not written on my face. You're lying. Stop being mean.
You're right, it's only written on your cheeks, which are turning bright red.
Mion shook her head with an embarrassed look, pretending she wasn't even interested in the doll. Everyone here knew that she wanted it. We all looked at Mion with big smiles on our faces.
Hey, it's not like I can only give this doll to a girl. Just think of it as my gift to you, as a friend.
Is that so? So you would give a doll to a boy too?
Well, I would choose something else if I had a choice. But anyway, guys would never reject a gift unless there's something shady going on. It's just me being generous. Why would you refuse it?
Oh, so I can accept this doll even though I'm not a girly girl?
Everyone thought Mion's reaction was hilarious. Rena couldn't stop chuckling, Satoko and I burst out laughing too. Making her realize she being laughed at got even more embarrassed.
This is such a teenager thing to do.
Right?
I'm offering this to you as a friend. I don't want to hear that you're not cherishing it.
Oh, okay. This old man just wants to make it clear that he's not accepting this gift because he wants this doll. He's taking it because you said it's a gift from you as a friend. He's taking it as a courtesy so he doesn't disrespect your generosity.
Oh my god.
Even
So
I'm
obvious!
cracking up.
Anya was cracking up too. She was laughing in a loud voice, knowing that no one could hear her anyway. But this really... Whew, okay, sorry. But was this really a good way to resolve the problem? I thought that'd be an issue in the previous life that she wanted Keiichi to treat her like a girl. She got the doll, but Keiichi still wasn't treating her that way. Still, Mion looked very happy. Maybe it wasn't a big deal after all. Sure, Mia will take the doll with her to bed tonight. She'll kiss it goodnight too. I could bet on that. It's written all over her face.
She's finally accepted it. It was a challenge just for me to give her a doll.
Ichi turns around to face us, smiling bitterly. You did it though. Yep, it was perfect. I'm impressed that you managed it.
Mion-san was hilarious. It was obvious the moment you looked that she really wanted that doll.
Isn't that the truth?
Hey, you guys, are you saying rude things about this old man? Knock it off already.
Don't you have to get to work? You're going to be late.
You guys better watch yourselves.
Mian seemed like she wanted to stay longer, but after looking at her watch, she started to head to work. Everyone's wearing smiles on their faces. Today was such a fun day. Everyone had lots of fun and no one was hurt. I repeated the same day so many times before. But this time, something was different. It was like I rolled a die and got a 6, and then I rolled again and got a 6 again. I don't know if it was just lucky coincidence or if it was meant to be.
Only 8 more D6s to
There you
go.
go. She needs
It's
maiden's
as if
dies.
gods of fate is celebrating my motivation to fight against him.
So, did we just get the... We're still on the good end path, I guess?
Yes.
There's no fucking path.
Good times with Ori and
Oh
Shiro.
my
Oh my
word.
God. The game of life.
Okay.
Okay, well, what are we about to get here?
Drama. I was watching TV with Satoko and Hanyu after eating dinner. Oh, Flint, did you want to? You're good.
Oh, I guess I can do it.
You don't have to, I'm just asking.
Really? It was a variety show, and the performers were making the audience laugh. We were laughing too. Look at you now! Oh, but it looks so painful.
Meep. Nippa.
While the three of us were enjoying ourselves, in reality there was only Satoko and me in the room. I'm the only one who could see Hanyu. Satoko can't see her at all. Hanyu responds every time Satoko says anything. Satoko can't hear her, but Hanyu still responds to her when she's in a good mood. It's like she's answering a question asked on TV. You could even compare it to playing house. She started playing this game with other people because she can't communicate with anyone else but me. Hanyu always attends our club meetings and has a good time there too. If she could communicate with my other friends, she would have been a good match for us. But I don't want her to hurt her feelings by thinking about that. If the story of the miracle written in the old scriptures is true, if it's really Hanyu who performed it, she's someone who has tremendous power long ago. But now she doesn't have any spiritual power, and I'm the only one who can even see her. Hanyu has never told me about how she lost her power. I just have to assume that her spiritual power diminished over time. There's a legend in the Furude family that says that Oyashiro-sama will be reborn if a girl is born to the family 7 generations in a row. With my birth, Hanyu was finally able to communicate with a human for the first time in centuries. Does that mean that Oyashiro-sama has returned? The villager's image of Oyashiro-sama doesn't quite match up with that of Hanyu.
God.
Especially when I see her lying on her belly and watching TV with Satoko.
You okay there?
I'm sorry. The image of these people expecting, like, Oyashiro-sama, the big bad deity, mediator between humans and demons, and get this little, moe anime girl instead. Who keeps going, ow. Is absolutely hilarious to me.
You're right. You're right.
Save.
Oh.
Well, we got a couple Couple episodes in. Couple chapters in. Welcome to
right.
almost the end. Welcome to Hanyu.
Oh, Hanyu. Very good.
Oh, my word.
And you get an Oyashiro-sama.
What an absolutely fucking wild way to have Oyashiro-sama in this plot.
Oh,
There goes my theory about Higurashi.
Yeet.
Oh my god.
Oh, oh boy.
Well,
Okay.
they've
Well,
probably managed to avoid Miyakashi and Watanagashi at least, so.
yeah, I mean, Shion didn't even show up at all.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they've avoided that part of it.
The Rule X. Or the Rule Y for the Rule X, I guess.
Yeah, somebody's
Yeah.
pushing towards murder.
Murder.
We have to figure out
Also,
who it
Satoko is terminally ill. Or like,
Apparently
Yeah,
has
what?
been for
not so
every
much
single
terminally,
world.
but like chronically ill.
chronically.
It sounds pretty fucking bad.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
L3.
And apparently she's been doing it in every single world.
Mm-hmm.
She's been
Yeah, I think they
chronically
might
ill.
have mentioned that Satoko goes for checkups every Sunday earlier, but
Have there?
I think so.
they might have. But
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing about, oh yeah, Satoko has a deadly disease. That's why she goes every
Amazing. A deadly disease in this series?
Sunday. Yeah, right?
No,
Oh,
never would
amazing.
happen.
Amazing. Ah.
Which means Satoko never presents any symptoms of...
Really?
Not really. She never she never presents any symptoms of the, like, murder paranoia. Except for arguably at the very end of Arc 3, where she pushes Keiichi off a bridge because he's been going on a murder rampage.
I mean, that's not really paranoia thing. That's pretty legit.
Unless I'm forgetting something Satoko did.
Well,
No,
we
she
have...
only murdered Keiichi that one time.
But, what are the other symptoms?
Itchiness, scratching,
Paranoia, distrust of people around you.
dark thoughts.
Also... the needle?
Oh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The needle...
But isn't the needle given to Star the whole shebang?
No, I mean, like the needle in the, like, what? It wasn't a rice ball. It was.
Oh, hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I don't remember her hallucinating anything. We could tell.
Well, she saw a dead person.
What? Why'd she do that?
Keiichi murdered her uncle.
Oh, right. He was still alive that night. Wait, but the body wasn't there when Keiichi went back to see it. So he
Yeah,
could be
but
the one
we figured
hallucinating.
that out last time that's because Mion moved it.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And
That's
Keiichi
weird,
went
though.
crazy for, well...
From coming into contact with her all that time.
Mm,
'Cause he never gets needled.
no, but I mean, like, he kills her uncle to save her, but is very surprised when, she says... Remember she was in the bath? In a super hot bath?
Oh, yes.
Because he made her do it? after he was dead,
Mm-hmm.
but he was dead.
There could be dark thoughts with hallucination.
Ah, Dark Lord GT! Thank you so much! Holy fuck, 20 months. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. Hot damn.
So Sudoku's getting the dark and murdery part of it, but not the dark and hallucination part of it, but not the murderous paranoia side, I guess.
I mean, she also hasn't gotten the itchy, scratchy, things are in my veins part
Yeah.
of it that we've seen.
Well, yeah, but she has a chronic illness that she's taking medication for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
L3.
Level 3. Can't ever go below level 3, is what they said.
But she's getting better.
But I feel like it can't be the thing with the disease
So
we're talking
Ivan's
about.
treating it.
Well, no, but if he was, then Rena, they would have known how to treat Rena, and not just sent her from the psychiatric hospital to, out in the world.
Does Rena
She was
give
never
him a full
treated.
explanation?
I mean, I assume with the clinic, they would have gotten, records.
Because, like,
She was in a
Keiichi...
psychiatric hospital for a good amount of time.
Yeah, but that's super restricted. Those records are, like, super confidential. ACAB gets them because, I don't know, police bullshit. But that's not something that, like, Ivan would be able to just request.
Yeah.
Like... ACAB can do it because one of the only ways that, at least in, like, North America, one of the only reasons that your psychiatric history can be disclosed is if there's reasonable belief that you are going to be a harm to others. And ACAB, being a cop who's occasionally willing to bend some rules, and this being the 80s, could potentially, like, swing that. I have a harder time believing that Ivan is going to do that.
Yeah.
Especially on short notice.
Well, you also have to remember there was that one chapter / arc where Ivan gets called to a body. Where's that tip?
No, that was
And
that was part of
that arc?
That was when Keiichi murdered the uncle. Or no, wait.
Correct.
No, fuck. No, that was someone else. Shit, who was that?
It was someone else. I can't remember.
Or no, was he?
Who?
No, he was called
but
in
he
when
knew something about.
Was he called in when the body was found when Satoshi murdered?
Satoshi.
Maybe.
I don't remember who it was. I just remember him getting called into.
I think he was pulled into Satoshi. The
aunt.
Essentially.
I don't know, but he knew something about the dead body, like how it got dead.
Probably. If Ivan knows about the disease and he's treating it in Satoko, then makes sense to me that he would understand at least something of how Satoshi would, or whomsoever would murder, because all these bodies are pretty fucking messy. Ultimately, it wouldn't be hard if you come across a super messy body in Hinamizawa, somewhere where you're treating people for a horrible disease. Also, I don't know what you mean by L3 stuff, Flint. I'm sorry.
No, level 3.
I don't know what you mean by that either.
That's what they said.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah, but
in
I don't know why you. I don't know why you said it. Like I should recognize what.
Well, I mean that means that there are stages of whatever she has.
Oh, true. Yeah. If Ivan's treating it, then that makes a lot of sense for kind of if Ivan's treating it and he's aware of it, then that makes especially his actions regarding what he does when Keiichi gets there make a lot more sense. When
Oh.
Keiichi shows up and he realizes,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's got this fucking disease real bad.
That would make sense.
And Keiichi's descriptions of what people are trying to do are not super reliable, but even then, like, it makes sense that he'd try and get a fucking tranquilizer in him as soon as possible so they can start treating him.
That would make, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But who knows?
Flint does. She just won't
We'll
tell
find
us.
out more next week, maybe, if you all around, or no.
I'll be around.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Cool. Then I guess we continue next week. Yeah. Thank you all
Yes.
for joining us.
Yeah.
Of course.
We'll be back next week then. I will be back on Tuesday for Lying Fork because I have rehearsal tomorrow. Holy shit, maidens rehearsal. Let's go.
Hey.
So let me see who I can send y'all to. And yay, we're getting shit, and we found Hanyu. Finally got to fucking Hanyu.
Very good. At long last.
Hanyu. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
You finally get to know the art of the character, David. You finally got to know.
Yes, we finally do.
Mm-hmm.
So concerned.
Yeah, sorry, Julian. We've been playing this game, quote unquote, for months. So we are very far into multiple storyline threads.
Yeah, like months. Like 6 months? 7 months?
Something like that, yeah. Like
It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
you haven't even had to
It's
deal with
been
these
long
two
time.
going steadily insane trying to figure out shit, like when they had barely any
Steadily.
information. Oop,
Listen,
okay.
it's not because of lack or wanting the information. It's just the story in general. Okay? The crazy is contagious.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. But yeah. Let me see. Suppose I will send you to... I'm gonna send you to my friend Kirby. Kirby Knight. Who plays the awesome Patty among many other awesome characters, and I got to have a fun mission last night. We dealt with a cult of lizard folk who had made their cult around a 400-plus-year-old copy of the strategy guide for Chrono Cross. It was great. It was fucking amazing.
That's amazing. I love that.
And we saved some
Wonderful.
dinosaurs. It was great. We were trying to help our friend. So yeah, send Kirby some love. And until next time, you all stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Bye!
I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass, asexual, polyhedral dice holder, and my partners love me for it. I'm 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder.